Howdy, folks. Welcome to Adventures at Alberon, Courts of Everest. I am Joe Treff, your DM this evening and most, and joining me are my friends Matt, Tina, Kara, Hannah, and Alana. Vincent will join us one day.
Yep. Oh, he's a noisy boy.
You may have heard him, but now you get to see him. It's Vincent.
Hey.
We're going to play D&D, but before we do, a couple of quick announcements. You could hear it upstairs, and I was just sitting here like, what is that? Alana was like, it's Vincent.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. A couple of quick announcements before we get started. That was special.
Sorry,
Can you just hold this up a little bit so people can see what you're doing? Why are you juicing a can?
Don't put them on blast. I had to stab this can open it, so.
The reason we were all laughing when we started was because Vincent was upstairs. He had gone up to open a can that the tab had fallen off of, and we just heard whoa, 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 whoa. I don't know.
Yeah.
You gotta put a hole in the other side. You gotta shotgun it.
There you
go. He's actually shotgunning.
Oh man. Okay. Anyways,
Easily that came.
a couple quick announcements before we get started. First of all, we have a YouTube and an Instagram at Alberon RPG. You can see different things that are on our encounter maps, things like this. We have handouts. We have all kinds of stuff that you can see sometimes, and you can see it in much greater detail at Alberon RPG. We also re-air our stream on YouTube on Sundays. And then next week, we are going to be off. We're not going to be playing because we are all traveling for Ari's wedding. And so in its place, we are going to be streaming on our YouTube at Alberon RPG a Humblewood two-part adventure, Heart of Daco.
Hey!
Yeah. 2 nights in a row. It is a fantastic game. Hannah ran it for us. It has amazing maps, and the entire setup is beautiful. It is a two-part adventure that you can see on Thursday and Friday when it re-airs on our normal time. Not re-airs, where it streams for the first time on YouTube.
Most of us will be in the chat both days too.
Yes. But we'll definitely be in the chat on Thursday because I think we're all going to be at your house watching it.
Yep. And then on Friday we'll all be at the Airbnb. So
there you go. Other than that, there's tons of cool stuff that's coming up. In November, we have Feast of the Noble Vale, the second version of this that will be taking place. Kara is running it. It is a D&D cooking adventure, very much in the style of Food Wars or something of that nature, but it's very cool, and you can check it out. The characters are going to be fantastic this year. I'm sure they were great last year. In fact, some of them are probably going to be in the campaign relatively soon if you guys all end up going to the Battle of the Bards. But you can see that in November on Thanksgiving. In December, there is going to be a original one-shot set in the backstory of Hannah's first campaign character, Brenna. That is going to be a gladiatorial combat that you can check out December 14th. Or no, I don't remember if we're playing it live or not.
I don't think we are.
Okay.
Because that's
You'll see
better.
it sometime after December 14th.
Yeah.
We are also in January going to be having Fallout Black Heart of Texas, which is a original Fallout series that we're going to be playing using Modiphius's 2d20 system. We have the OK from Bethesda and from Modiphius to play it, and I'm very excited about that. And so you'll be able to see that at some point after January. And then in February 14th, there is an original Starfinder, loosely Starfinder one-shot that is run by Olive, that is Ace of Roses. And it is something unlike anything that you have ever seen before. We're very excited for it, and you can join us when it airs February 14th. I forgot, I'm just two. February 14th. And that is all the announcements I think that we have for this week. And so it's time for Courts of Everest. All right, let me change the music here just a little bit.
We're awake. We're present.
Yeah. All of
So
us
ready.
together.
Crushing it.
Wandering Hearts. Last we played. Having closed the portal to Stygia and parted ways with the vampire known as Johann Sech, you spoke with the Ambersworn soldier in your midst, Adimu, and convinced her to work with you to make sure that Ori's sister is safe. You then investigated a series of tapestries that had been made of dream silk prior to your closing of the gate, but upon entering the chambers, you discovered that the 10 sort of scenes that had hung high above just moments ago now numbered only 5. And each featured one of you made from a patchwork, pieces of fabric, more quilt than tapestry now, and depending on the angle from which it was viewed, the scenery behind seemed to shift and change. You returned to the Enclave, excuse me, making a half-handed attempt to disguise its path to Adimu before having Minka just go ahead and open the password-guarded door before everybody came, where you did find that your mother was asleep, waiting for you. You all entered the Enclave, with Minka's mom informing you that one of the prisoners had freed, or that you had all freed, had discovered the mystery killer had been Eric the Glover all along.
Knew it!
Fled.
He was creepy as fuck.
And,
Yeah, he was kind of weird.
You have to go back and watch. I don't think he was weird, but I think there were very clear signs that he was the person who did it. I think. Yeah. Anyways,
That was a weird situation with you.
Excuse me?
they had fled.
Sorry.
And the Enclave collapsed Minus's mind after discovering it was inhabited by ooze, leaving the Enclave much safer than when you had initially arrived. What's more, as most of you turned in to rest, Minka, you confirmed with your mother that your defeat of the Frozen One had allowed the well to begin filling from the spring again, no longer frozen. You then trauma dumped on your mom, who expressed that in spite of your perceived failure, she was immensely proud of everything that you had accomplished.
Our mom's for.
She also confirmed your suspicions that she had been an adventurer herself, though much longer than you had anticipated ago. In the morning, you spoke with the individual who had discovered the murderer and learned that they had the ability to scry. They offered to lend this ability to you, having been freed by you just days before, and with Minka's town having the well now refilled, used it to scry upon Ori's sister. The spell was successful, and you saw Elisare as she walked through the house with a shallow face, the guild hall of the Lunarisht, a powerful merchant guild throughout Everest and beyond. She made her way beneath the walkway that is visible from the exterior and through an illusionary painting to a space beyond, and there the spell ended abruptly as she crossed the threshold. With confirmation of her location, Ori impressed upon all of you the desire to go to Darkbriar, and as Ori had helped many of you, you pledged in turn to help him. Even Adimu agreed, as the Embersworn had traditionally had trouble making it beyond the exterior of the structure. So mysterious was this organization's inner workings, and the chance to see within, while also recovering the person she was supposed to protect, was an opportunity that would almost certainly catapult her to first status. You bid Minka's mom goodbye, and used Alina's transportation spell to instantly arrive back in Darkbriar, in the basement of the Ice Makers Guild. And as you appeared at 8:30 in the morning, you arrive in the frigid chamber where a number of workers labor to carry slabs of ice towards the circle that you all now occupy. An elderly mage stands in front of the circle upon the steps, their hand outstretched, still clutching the last pinches of just a little bit of chalk, the remainder of which has now been spread across the chamber and hangs in the air in a thin cloud that stings your nose and throat. The elderly mage points in your direction and gasps, "Who are you?" And that is where we begin this evening.
Quick question.
Yeah.
I don't remember the name of the guy who I conned into getting in here last time.
It's unfortunate. And as you look around, you also don't see them within this chamber.
Okay.
I would say that, Alina, you remember you really did con him into doing this, and he probably would not have mentioned that he did this, given the conversation that you all had.
Okay, so Alina's gonna be like, "Oh my god, I got the timing wrong. You guys, I'm so sorry. We were supposed to arrive an hour ago and not get in anybody's way. We'll just get right out of your way. Do you need any assistance?"
You could see this old man is just sitting there. His hand is shaking a little bit, and he says, It doesn't make any sense. We are supposed to be going to Petrichor right now. Who are you?
Don't worry, we'll get out of your way right now. It's fine. And she's going to just start moving past him and like gesturing.
As old as he is, he kind of steps forwards, and you can see behind him there is a group of relatively strong-looking individuals. You can see a number of Goliath and Orc. Two of them are currently holding a palanquin of wood that has a massive block of ice upon it, and they are like kind of straining to carry this. You can see there are other people who are a little bit more armored around them, and including this mage, there is another one bearing similar kind of white-blue robes off and to the side, and all of them kind of get a little bit closer. Mm-hmm. And he says, I demand that you identify yourself immediately. You've put us behind schedule.
Apologies, sir. She is one of our hired help. I am here with the Amber Horn. We are being escorted through here on official city business.
You can see there's a brief moment, you feel it too, where Adimu like tries to shrink back and become smaller within the group, and then you say, we are being escorted on official city business. And you hear behind you this sigh. It's a deep sigh. And there is regret, and there is all kinds of emotions mixed into it.
I gotta say, out of character, Adima's gotta know the sign for the portal for the one in the Amber's one. We should have chosen that one. Anyways,
I don't know that one.
Adima also said that they don't want to go back to the Embersworn until they have this person.
That's why we didn't do that.
So yeah, they're trying very much to keep a low profile.
I also have to have studied the circle to be able to go to it with the spell.
You can see Adima's eyes move around the room. She counts, and you see that as she gets to 6, she kind of shakes her head and steps forward. And she says, this is true. We must pass. We have business in the city.
Oh my god.
Ori and Alina, can each of you make a persuasion check?
Yes, I was hoping for my persuasion check.
I was gonna do it.
Warlock.
Here.
No, let's start off fresh. Get my gold dice.
Persuasion 28.
28. Okay.
I was hoping to make that
I guess
roll
we'll just wait for
sooner.
that.
Sorry.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's not. I'm pretty sure those were the only dice in the room, so.
Yeah, definitely.
There we go.
All of that for 3!
For a total of
What's your plus
For a
there?
total of
Is it more than 2?
5.
It is 2.
Use the dice you wanted.
So,
Very much.
Alina, you
28, balance it out.
a part of this that is really tough is you feel very convincing. You step forward. You have this new confidence. You have earned your place in something much higher than any of this.
Yeah.
And so you just need to get through this chamber. And then Ori says, this is our hired help. And that makes it really tough to advocate from a position of power. You can see as you begin to talk, this individual nods a little bit. You're starting to get to them. They sort of step aside a little bit, and then Ori opens their mouth. They say that you're the hired help, and they kind of seem to refocus. And they say, turns immediately over to Ori, and then just says, well, you'll need to pay all the requisite fees, of course. You are delaying an expedited shipping, and this shipment has not only a Darkbriar commerce seal and a receipt seal.
You can send the necessary paperwork to the city
has
clerk.
not 1 but 2 expedited seals. This will cost at least 2,000 gold.
Bring it up with the treasury.
You can see
have
the
matters to
Goliaths
attend
begin to
to.
get a little bit closer. The orc gets a little bit closer, and you can see the orc behind says, "Hey, fella, you didn't hear him. You need to pay your dues to get through." And this mage kind of settles him down, but turns back around and says,
What
"This
is
is
the total cost?
2,000 gold."
Boss, we discussed this. We're fine with paying the fees, and really we should get
We
out
are
of your way.
trying to conduct business.
Please hand over the 2,000 gold. We
Alina,
will be on our way.
Alina makes a big show of like opening the bag and pulling out the bag of the gold, the drow gold, and just She counts it out as fast as she can, 2,000 of the drow gold pieces, and then she puts it
Another
back.
5 for this gentleman for his troubles.
Thank you. And he takes the gold, it's 2,000 gold, it's a lot. Takes a little bit, he gets it all over. Doesn't seem to be suspicious about this being like a different mint or make. As the pieces are about the same size, kind of tucks those away. You give him the other 5 pieces, he looks out and you can see the porters behind him all kind of smile. He sighs, like reaches into his pocket. He begins counting out silver pieces and stuff, like this is going to have to be like divvied up. But he nods and he says, very well. Be on your way, quickly.
Yes.
Adimu heads off to lead the group, goes off in the left-hand hallway. You all make your way in?
Yep, Alina pulls up next to Ori and goes, if you ever step on my toes like that again...
Look, I just wanted to get through. I'm
Dude,
sorry.
talking to people and convincing them of things is kind of my thing. I'm really good at it, so next time, let me do it.
This is walk and talk.
I know.
You
I know.
like go around the corner and Cheshire's already there. Cheshire's
Cheshire.
excited and like, guys, but no problem.
I figured it out. I knew I could, but I did it.
Oh, good. Okay, let's get out of this building. What did you figure out? Walk and talk, walk and talk.
You make your way up the stairs. It gets much warmer as you go.
Moving, Cheshire holds her finger up to her head and pulls a thread.
It's a,
Like a magic
glowing string. You can see it is almost like this luminous blue. It moves and turns, and Valis,
Did you just make an encoded thought?
Maybe. Is that what it's called?
What the fuck?
Okay, this is
Let's
really important. You
go.
all should watch it.
Yeah, it looks important. Can we just get out of the building, though, please?
Let's get in the streets.
Yeah, walk. Maybe someplace safe? Maybe we should go someplace safe.
okay. And there's like, as this is happening, there are people like trying to move through. There are other porters that are bringing smaller shipments, most of which carry many fewer of these little wax seals kind of attached to them. But you make your way out and into the sun. As you do, it goes from being about like 30 degrees on the inside where it is cold and the ice is being like made. And when you get up to the top, it is close to 75 degrees. It is hot. And it is 8:45 in the morning. It is only getting hotter. This is remarkably different than where you have spent the last amount of time. It's summer. It's the 6th of high sun. It is like in full swing here. But you make your way out and into Darkbriar. Darkbriar itself, you've been here relatively recently. It hasn't overtly changed in any real meaningful way. It is morning as opposed to night when you were last here, and so there are a few more people. You can see many miners making their way north and towards the sort of exterior muster point where there are carts and things ready to take people off into the mines. There are people who are beginning to kind of open up stores. You can smell the smells of cooking food. You can hear people talking in the streets. This is a place that is a little bit more alive than places that you have been recently. The Enclave is a lovely community, but it's quiet. This is not. But you all arrive in Darkbriar.
Okay.
Watch it.
Can we just get off the street? And Alina's just gonna be like, just takes a few steps to the right so they're on the grass or whatever next to the building.
Yeah.
And then once we're like off the street, she's gonna be like, okay.
How?
Just, I don't know, just.
You take the string. It's an encoded thought. Give me 1 second.
Are we all touching it? Are we all gonna see this?
I don't know how this works.
Do we all touch it?
Alina's gonna grab your hand and just be like that.
Give me just 1 second. Okay. So you have this memory strand. When everybody is touching it, what do you do?
Using the thought itself and then shaping also with minor illusion to help kind of bring it into like a 3D
Okay.
visage. The vision that Cheshire had in particular about the party members and like what to do next.
Okay.
I might need a refresh. Well, no, sorry.
Why this is
right.
1 second.
I'm
What
like,
to
I need
do
a
now?
refresher. Nope, my character heard none of that. I do not need a refresher.
Oh, I see.
So
Uh-oh, something went wrong.
you can see Cheshire takes this little coded thought, and as you all touch it, begins to cast Minor Illusion. And it's like a thread that is made up of multiple strings kind of braided together, begins to unfurl and become all of its little individual constituent parts until this ball of string begins to take form and shape. And you can see amongst these little threads, there are shapes. And then if you get really close, you can even hear words. And you can see, as if you are looking through the eyes of Cheshire at this memory, the tapestry room sort of as it had been. Cheshire kind of walks in. You can hear the familiar psychic chittering that was just ever present behind your eyes. And then you hear, reaching out through this, a voice, and it becomes clearer and clearer. And it begins, you can feel that there are almost like hands on your shoulders. It is a ghostly feeling. It is not like all there. It is just an illusion. But you are really experiencing this memory. And these hands turn the shoulders and point, and you can see in this vision they point at you, Billy. And in this memory, this individual, very deep voice says, "Little Billy's all tied up in strings, that their pulls have worn her flesh quite raw, but at the end of all these funny things, she'll sink back down into the murk and draw." And then you can see the shoulders are turned, Cheshire is being turned, and Cheshire is turned over towards Ori. And you can see the individual says, "And Ori's heart feels rejection's sting, cast aside by their sire's pride. His troubled mind couldn't begin to know all their father sought and tried." And they take Cheshire by the shoulders and turn them again. And now you can see Valis. And Valis, this individual says, "Valis once had known the truth and understood the awful wrong, so his mind was softly soothed and stored where peace is for the calm." And there is a final sort of impression of hands on the shoulders, and you can hear the voice says, "But you, my dear, are just a doll, and you must heed this beck and call. And once it's almost time for tea, you'll turn your back on the seasons and your front to me." And the hands turn these shoulders one more time, and you can see all of the wandering hearts sitting around a tea table. There is no tea, no treats, there are no plates, just a tablecloth, just beautiful fabric. And you can see behind Alina and Billy, who sit together, this endless murky swamp that just expands forever behind. Behind Minka, there is a starry night sky over a rocky bluff. Behind Ori, a pile of corpses that stretches up and up and up and out of sight, all withered, all infected with some disease that causes the corner of their eyes to glow a dull crimson. Behind Valis, you can see just an endless blackness, and then there is a strange sensation for you, Cheshire. You see a single strand within this string twist and change and shift slightly green, and in the endless blackness, you see a hint of green, of emerald colors and lights, and for you, Valis, you smell yet again almonds for just a moment. And then, the thing that you can see most clearly is all of these strings wind back together, touching each of you, binding each of you, twisting you together, and pointing in a direction that, through this memory, you can sense is west-northwest. And then you hear the voice say, "Cheshire, my doll, you should not have to endure plots and betrayals and misery and death and all of the gross, foul, and fickle things that I now ask you to endure, but I must ask, Cheshire, you will forever be tangled in the strings that keep you from truly following your heart, because we are all the same, you and I, and even here some in a way. None of us will be free until all of us are free. So please, help the wandering hearts, not for them, not for Hearson, not even for me, but for you. The only way to be free is to finish this and shed the tangles of the courts. Help me set the table, Cheshire, for it's almost time for tea. And I promise you this will be 9 hells of a show." And then the memory back into the string.
What? Who was that?
I don't know.
Oh, you said...
That was the voice. That was the voice that I heard.
You heard it?
What voice?
See, it's not just me. Validation. Thank you.
But who is it? What?
I don't know.
Okay, so you said that I forget that you had an answer or something like that. Cheshire, what can you tell us?
I just did.
Do you trust that voice?
Yes.
Why?
You heard it.
It seemed to know a lot about
You
us.
don't.
It has our best interests in heart.
How do you know?
I know. Did you?
It wants me to drown in a swamp.
Well, no. That's just what's gonna happen.
Great.
Oh. Like,
We don't want that to
Future
happen,
sight?
right?
Yeah.
and wait, is this like a literal tea party? Or I'm assuming it's not literal. Unless it is.
Sounds tasty.
Nice.
Cheshire, what would you like to do?
West Northwest.
Oh,
Aren't we in West Northwest of where we were?
when
Not
we
far
went to
enough?
the tapestry room,
No, keep going.
it pointed us to Darkbriar.
No. Let's do the dome.
Can you grab the map? Or where is the map?
Right behind you.
Oh my god.
So from where you are right now, the dome itself would be roughly northeast. Oh, from where you had originally been, northwest.
I thought
so-
the tapestries
Would you
fell
not?
apart into a Darkbriar map, and that's why we came here.
And that did happen.
Yeah, was
and this
that
is
you?
northwest.
No.
Do you know anything about how those tapestries came to change?
No.
Okay. Oh, my
Did you see a
mom
tapestry of yourself?
knew about the thing,
Thing.
the memory that you just did.
Yeah.
She said you could help Valis.
Ah, yes. I saw. You remember the memory that we found at the memory loom? She did a thing. She went.
Shut your bull's
Yes, those. Remember one of those were mine, and you gave it to me, and she did a thing, and it looks like she snapped it, but she said, and then the memory was mine again, and she said that you could do that.
I mean, probably. I just figured out how to do this, so yeah, probably.
If we find any more of my memories, could you please do that for me?
Absolutely.
Okay. So,
Cheshire, can we, I know we all want to help you. Ori's got some business in town first, though.
Well, yeah. Take Sarah stuff on the way as long as we're going that way.
Yeah, on the, oh, okay. I think, so it's obvious that, you've been chosen, right? And so only you can follow this path, but if we're gonna help, we kind of really need to know everything you know, including what do you know about that voice?
You do.
What?
okay.
We already know everything she
Um,
knows about the voice.
Is that why you can see the strings because of that voice?
Didn't they get a bad voice? Do you think that is
He sounded kind of threatening.
not funny?
I enjoyed the
Gentle,
rhymes.
a lot nicer than all of you are.
Oh.
I want to take a look at the map and figure out, like, from where we were, where is west northwest? So,
Darkbriar.
exactly Darkbriar. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's a west northwest is a slice of a pie, and so there's a lot of stuff west northwest. If you go west northwest long enough, theoretically you'll overlap in arcs to the point where you'll cover the whole globe. But west northwest, very very much, yes, Darkbriar would be in that range.
But is there anything past Darkbriar in that direction as well?
There's the coast, the Tower of Amber Wings, but depending on it's something in like the Darkbriar or Tower of Amber Wings area, somewhere between there. It is a region that, I mean, make a history check.
Nithix wants us to have a beach episode.
We already had one.
No, we need more.
It had turtles. History check 21.
The 21. if you go west-northwest too much further, no matter how much further you go, you'll miss the next nearest continent, Gaff. And so, like, this being on the coast, probably what it is, Darkbriar.
Okay. I think we're already west-northwest of where the memory was. It's here, in Darkbriar.
Maybe.
We have business to attend to here.
Maybe he was pointing towards your sister. Maybe she has our next step.
Maybe we should get inside to talk more. Splitting stone in?
Splitting Stone Inn. Is that where one of the...
That's where we stayed last time.
Oh, that's where we stayed last time?
Is that the one with the fabulous fish statue?
It is the Spitting Stone.
Yes.
Oh, it's
I remember
spinning
that.
stone?
Yes.
Spitting
There is,
stone.
I'm
oh yeah,
remembering
you
the
drew it. I
fish
forgot.
statue.
It's, Alana drew
statue.
the fish statue. It's a big jacked fish man spitting water out. Yeah.
I think there was we were told of a half-orc who also came to Darkbriar, one of the ones we rescued, and he mentioned the inn he was staying at.
Yeah, Dirty
Which one was
Windows
that?
in. Sounds a
Windows?
lot
Okay.
less
Filthy window
nice.
Filthy
window.
Inn.
Oh, I put Dirty Windows.
Tomato tomato.
That's a text worse.
Mo from Darkbriar.
I don't know. We know where that one is, and so she's just gonna clop off.
Okay.
I follow.
Make your way off towards the Spitting Stone Inn. Just one more.
As we're walking, Ori's gonna sidle up to Billy first. Like, do you think that what's your take on the situation right now?
You're like walking past a lighthouse, the Still Harbor administration building. You continue to walk past, and you're now passing the Still Cap food supply. You can see just big wooden carts of all these big like goods and things like that, and then you have that conversation.
There was a tower of bodies behind me, and
Yeah.
the swamp behind you.
Yeah.
Threads. Twisted threads. It's just... Who is the voice?
I know I'm not always the most articulate. Or... No, I'm
I
pretty good with
apologize.
words.
I'm
But
very rattled these days. But this feels very important for Cheshire to have shared that.
oh, I mean, information at all is fantastic.
Yes, but that voice. There's something about that voice.
Yeah, her voice is a lot nicer to her. Also, fun. You get a bunch of corpses that seem real gross. That's
With our powers combined.
that's great. So it seems like you and I've got a fun end.
I don't want
Valis and Minka just get the black nothingness.
Mine had stars in it. All right.
I thought that you were going Cheshire. Where is Cheshire? Is there Cheshire there?
She's probably listening. Oh god.
Did I have a stroke?
Who?
Look at me,
You-
smile.
You have no idea.
Can you?
You got a tea party and he got a bunch of corpses. It's
I didn't make
well,
I'm not saying. I'm not. No. 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 I'm not.
Learn how to do
I
this. Like,
appreciate.
share it with
I appreciate
all
you
do is
sharing.
complain that I don't
I'm
do
not-
anything. Well, there you go. He didn't.
hold on.
That's not
I, for
what I
one,
meant.
really appreciate you sharing that memory with us.
Dude, come on. Let us talk.
Cheshire.
No one is
appreciate
blaming you.
sharing what you shared with us. I heard the voice before.
Before where?
Before you shared it. Back in the temple.
Yeah, you heard it at elevation. I'm not crazy, right?
Right, but I thought that you would... The threads, you see the threads, you can touch the threads.
Yep.
He wants you to untangle the threads.
Who's he?
The voice, I don't know, but
Are we talking about your vampire friend?
No, your voice that talks to you.
Yeah.
he said, Hearsome, you and him were alike.
Okay.
What is it?
What is what?
The voice.
The voice. She doesn't know who the voice is. But
Have you heard that voice before,
why?
Cheshire?
Why do you
Not
follow?
like that. You know how like when you hear somebody and they're really, really, really far away, it's kind of like mumble, like that. This was much more clear.
Okay, that's
So,
something.
do you
Like it not
follow
ever like
the
you heard it, but
clearest
not really
thread?
heard it. Yeah,
So you're
it all just kind of lined up, and it was there, and then it was there. The clouds
Well,
parted.
clearly the voice believes that we are doing this together and we're intertwined somehow. Yeah. So, and it clearly knows a lot about us because it can see at least into our pasts, or at least as much as we know.
frankly, my worst suspicion is that this is Nithics themselves.
It may be, but we
Chaos.
also don't know.
It just everything
sure.
is. It just all feels like, and something about that thread.
It said, "Turn your back on the seasons." I'm assuming he meant the pact.
Yeah, I don't know. Some of what he said sounded kind of mean to me, but
It's the story. We're playing through the story.
what story?
I don't know. It's not in yet.
How?
Or
But
it is, but it's not like we can't know. But like,
is
others
someone
do.
is someone else writing the story, Cheshire?
Like
I mean,
fate?
always, but that's sort of yes.
Okay, we're getting somewhere.
We arrived at the end.
At about this point, you
Do
get
you-
to a three-story building that's overshadowed by a fountain of a fishman. You can see there in the midst of a ballerina's twirl, they rest in the center of a 12-foot across fountain. There is a gentle trickle of water that comes from the tutu folds. As you walk through, I would say, Ori, can you make a dexterity saving throw, please?
Damn. Dex save?
Yeah.
Are you within 30 feet of Alice?
22.
22 easily. You see the little trickle stop, and in slow motion as the water dries up, you see like the first glisten on the lips. You can see the pursed lips of this fishman that's about to spit water straight at you. You duck. Valis, make a dexterity save. Hey!
Who's behind Ballister?
17.
17, you easily dodge out of the way. You've been fighting against fiends. This is nothing. And then behind you, a small child just right in the face. It's very, very low pressure, and so they just kind of giggle and keep running to where they're going. But no problem. You make your way
Possible
inside.
outcome.
There is almost nobody
refreshed
here.
a child.
You can see there is a human woman with dirty blonde hair wearing kind of an apron who is sweeping up right now. The bar is completely empty. There is nobody behind it, but she turns and looks at all of you and she says, "It's a bit early for first round, but we can help you out."
Alina just sidles up and she's like, "Hi, so we need some accommodation.
Kind of puts the broom down and goes around the counter. She begins fishing out keys. How many rooms are you looking for?
How many beds in each?"
There's we have mostly single rooms. We have 6 rooms that are available.
Great, 6. And just How much?
This works out fantastic. It'll be just a copper piece a night, and if you're going to stay for a week, we can work out some sort of deal.
She just hands him her one gold piece, copper piece per person per night. I don't know, 5 gold pieces, and she's like,
That's
"Okay,
way,
so
that's way too much.
I can't go home. No, it's better than math than I am, obviously. Yeah. From her own purse, not from like the group money. Don't worry. Annalena's like, where do we go?
So hands you a couple of keys. Each key has a number between 5 and 10, and all of these rooms, she tells you, are on the 3rd floor.
Okay.
So you can go up to the 3rd floor. There is 2 bathrooms on each floor. Neither is adjoining the room, so they're in the hallway. There is cold water in the tubs. There is 3 ruins on the side of the stone tub that will heat it to hot, hotter, and then boiling, which is probably meant for maybe certain species, not others. Yeah.
Is Adimu still with us?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oops. She can sleep on an air mattress. It's fine.
You get 6 rooms.
share?
I'm
Doesn't
not
say
sharing
anything
my
about it. She just kind of follows you all for now.
I don't mind sharing.
Great.
I'm used to it.
So Alina's gonna kind of herd everybody just into one of the rooms, get everybody seated, and like, okay, now we can talk about big, scary father of darkness who might be Cheshire's guiding voice
Well, it sounds to me like
Where are you all meeting? Upstairs?
in one of the rooms that we
Okay.
have keys for.
So once you all get like crowded into this room, and they're like not big rooms by any means,
It's okay.
Adimu is going to
You need
say,
privacy.
I'm just going to run home really quick and put on something that's a little bit more hidden. But I'll be back in maybe 20 minutes. Will you still be here?
probably.
Oh,
We tend to talk a lot.
We'll wait for you.
Please don't run off.
We're
She kind of like hikes up her cloak a little bit and
Aren't you the one running off?
moves off.
So it sounds to me like Cheshire has finally like heard. Yeah, yeah, it 100% is. It sounds to me like Cheshire's finally gotten some of her like what she was seeking, like some memories and direction, which is great. It does also sound like perhaps that voice knows a lot more about what's going on than we do, so maybe we'll get some insight. Also, it knows a lot about us, so maybe it's been watching us in some manner.
Cool.
Cheshire, do you know where you're from?
When you say from,
Like,
what do you mean?
I'm from the Magiocracy.
Do you remember your home?
Valis is from.
That's a very vague way to
Emerald
put it. She could do
Spire?
lots of that.
Are you from anywhere on this particular plane? Or somewhere else, perhaps?
Or isn't delicately asking where you were born.
I don't.
Okay.
Hey.
Do you remember any of your past, or is it like a Valis situation where there's like a whoosh?
No, I remember everything, I think.
Okay.
How
I mean, to
old
be
are
fair,
you,
I don't
Cheshire?
remember where I was born.
Yeah. And he's like, I'm 23. How old are you?
Do you. This, her that they mentioned, here's some. Couldn't say the name. No one can say the name, but they mentioned it.
The forgotten.
For the pack to
person.
hold, yeah.
Whoever was speaking to us was speaking about the pact. You don't know anything about the pact more than we do.
What's the pact?
It's.
But
It sounds like that we're all kind of operating with a lot of missing information in different ways. I come from a rather reclusive background. And Valis is missing quite a bit of his memory. It sounds like it was stolen. But I am also curious about the fact that he said that he knew the truth once. So, also, it seems like Cheshire doesn't know exactly where she was from. Or...
I've been a lot of places. Does that count?
I guess it depends. I feel like we're opposites like that.
I mean, indeed, I don't. I didn't really know where they were, what they were.
Cheshire, before you joined up with us, what did you do? Like, how did you earn money? Like, who, what did you do for fun? Like,
Juggling things.
Oh yeah, that. Okay. But like, did you have any? I mean, we're kind of questing together now. Like, have you ever done that before? What was that like?
I mean, kind of like this, but not quite so goofy.
Yeah.
That's...
They didn't survive, though, I don't think.
Do you remember anything about them?
Tall. They smelled bad.
It's kind of unavoidable, I feel like, after a little while.
Yeah, but like worse than usual.
I mean, how
But, like,
often
so
are you
what
supposed to wash? Like once every 2 weeks? Is that?
What'd you guys do together? Because like we've gone in dungeons and castles and in and out of different planes. Like, what'd you do with the last group?
They were really interested in caves. I don't know why.
Like the Underdark?
Maybe? But not specifically.
Okay.
They liked the shiny things.
Oh.
Did they
Treasure hunters.
did they hear the voice too? Your voice.
Is that a new thing? Or like an always thing that just is clearer now?
It's like having someone constantly behind you, and all you can hear is the whispered mumbles. For the moment, he was there and closer, and it was clear and beautiful, and that's why I wanted to share it, and now it's back to the way it was.
Okay.
Cheshire, does the voice have anything to do with your song that you've been... Can you sing that song to us again?
Cheshire pulls out their phone.
Look up the sheet music.
Just like flipping tabs.
I'm actually at 5%.
Pull out my bass guitar.
Cheshire pulls out a book that is somehow small and big all at once. Seems to contain the knowledges of a known world.
But surprisingly little at the same time.
There's a lot of inaccuracies.
Yeah. A lot of conspiracy theories. A lot of stuff that we can't mention on the stream.
We can come back to that.
Can't find it, so we're gonna say that she does, and we're gonna move on.
What are you curious about specifically with it?
Val just wants to.
I just want to hear the words, the lyrics of what we've heard so far again.
As the sun sets and darkness does fall, he watches and waits for his children to call. And though he was tricked and trapped in a spell, once he's set free, he'll save us himself.
Yeah, that's creepy.
The song mentions a call, and the memory that you just shared told you to heed a call.
They might be linked that way then.
Okay.
Tricked by a spell. Tricked with a
At least
spell.
the same author, maybe. Same verbiage.
This is
We do have business to attend to here in town, so we definitely, will have time to talk more and try to figure out what it all means. But I wonder, maybe in the meantime, if we should turn our attention to helping Ori, which is the reason why we're here.
Yes. And who knows? Your sister is well connected, right?
I would imagine so.
Maybe she has more information about what's happening. Would
Honestly,
she?
I haven't seen her in about 50 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Question.
Yes.
If she sees you, is this going to be like, oh, my brother, I love you? Or is it going to be more like, oh, no? Do you know? Okay.
Why do you want to find her, Ori?
I don't know yet. Yeah.
I advise you to come up with a plan that doesn't require us to sneak, because
That was my first inclination, actually.
no one can.
Well,
Oh, the plan was actually that we all
Yeah.
hide in the ring, so I don't have to try to sneak.
Not you, though, obviously, because you're the sneakiest of any of us. Yeah.
I figured as much as well.
Ooh, can we make it a competition? Who can get to her first? I bet I'll win.
Oh, Ori, you should take this. And Minka takes the cloak out
Yes.
and hands it over to Ori. I don't think I can use it, but you might be able to.
Minka hands you a cloak. When you touch it, it's a peculiar sensation in your hands, and as you kind of spread it out here, you hold it near like the window. It is like the membrane of a batwing. You can see there's like elements of like kind of vein to it, and you can see it is clung together with a clasp of like a the same pin that you took out of that rust monster's mouth.
I am the knight.
It's almost
This is
certainly
really
magical.
kicking Ori when he's down.
Was this This wasn't the cloak that
Oh, is that the one we made together?
the one from the devil.
Oh, did you figure out what it was?
Yes.
Okay.
What is it?
You can turn into a bat. And you can sneak. Do it.
Oh, buddy.
Anything else?
Does it do anything else? Otherwise, what the point?
It makes you sneakier.
He does
Good
that.
at it. He's good at it, and it'll be good. And you can fly. It'd be really cool.
You can fly.
I did not tell them. I didn't say anything.
What?
I
I can't really use it. And
I think she just.
Thank you. It's nice.
Inside check, what is happening? Billy is confused.
Minka's also confused, but she's not going to insight check. She's going to live in
Billy
the
wants to
confusion.
know. Insight.
I don't think she thinks you're sneaky enough.
I don't
Well, he's
know.
not. Come on.
That's not helping.
no, but
I'm
last
15. What is happening?
Or has just been made aware of the fact that he is the subject of attention of one vampire. And now Minka has just given him a cloak. But upon holding it out, it looks very much like a batwing. And Minka has now said, and you can turn into a bat.
To be fair, I don't know if anyone's told Minka that Nori's been the attention of a vampire.
No one knows.
nobody
Yeah,
knows.
no. So this is just
Except for
We
me.
did know that we knew about the guy turning into a vampire.
Yeah.
yeah.
The bat. Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't know he's marked, but it was more just
we
like
didn't get that part, but we know that a vampire has been around recently.
I wouldn't lie to you on purpose. I didn't tell her.
It's a very
Lie to
thank
you.
you for the.
I mean, if you want to do a test run, we could do bats together.
Billy has a Grinch-like
I'd like
smile on her
to-
face.
Until maybe I need to be a bat.
Ori, you need to.
Ori, what's your passive perception?
Let's see what it looks like after this level up.
or you can see through
it's still
time
26.
and
You smell food. And suddenly there is a knock on the door.
There's like 6 of us trying to go.
You hear a Jimu just say, "Are you all decent?"
Yeah,
No.
as much as
I
possible.
mean, Ori never is, but
I'm always decent.
We're closed.
The door.
Okay.
Here,
That's
she
true. Balance
says,
is always decent.
open like garlic, and she brings in just these like several plates of just this folded over, very French style egg omelet. There is just crispy fried garlic that is just all across the top. But she kind of sets a plate down. She like has to kind of squirm into the room.
Maybe. Yeah. Thank you.
She's now wearing just a very simple brown like traveler's cloak. You can see the hair like tucked back, all of the kind of adornments gone. Much more like nondescript outfit while she's here.
Did you make that at your house?
No, I picked it up from the Still Cap food supply. They make breakfast.
Oh, thank
You
you.
just walk away with a plate of eggs.
She kind of shakes her head and she says, "Not unless you're the Embersworn."
Oh, thank you.
Which was
Oh, I don't know.
Thank you. Oh, that's so. Sorry. You
No, no. I mean,
This is
I was gonna
delicious.
ask.
Maybe I should join the Amazon.
There you go.
We
go. Don't do
Good
it.
line calling for you.
so
Do you say that?
Yeah. I was like,
Commit to the bid!
yeah.
Kind of leans over and she says, "Well, we are hiring. There's been a lot of danger coming from the mines, so
Oh, Valis is your man.
We're, unfortunately, I think Valis is a bit entwined right now in some other matters that.
something to think about later, maybe."
So,
well. Do you know? So we need to get to find Ori's sister. Yes. Do you know how to get in? Okay, or more. Actually, no. Do you know where we could best find out more about the Lunarish? So maybe we can figure out a way in, or at least a good cover.
You can talk to anybody about the Lunarish. They deal with much of the shipping that the city has. In terms of getting in, the guild hall is notoriously well guarded. Only one side of it has windows. The rest is just stone and wood. That's why it's called the house with a shallow face. It
Oh, I thought that just meant they were shallow.
it's on the face of the cliff.
it may be a little bit of both. We haven't been able to get anybody into the deeper parts of the guild. So this does represent a unique opportunity, and I hope to take advantage of it.
Do we know if it's magically protected? I'm assuming it's magically protected. We are.
Almost certainly.
Okay.
Did the scrying vision of your sister, was that just you or was that everybody?
Valis and I.
Okay.
And, I don't. Yeah, he
Adima
sees
was
it.
not there.
No.
Adima-
She wasn't there.
Mika's
but,
mom came down at the end, and that was
yeah.
to join the scenes together. But yeah,
And the guy who did it. What's
Yeah,
his
but
name?
he
Jasper.
Jasper.
Yes.
But he
Jasper.
intonated. He asked us if it worked, so like he actually didn't see it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. But that's what I was trying to remember.
That could have been a ploy to throw you off.
I didn't
Well,
see nothing.
Ori has thoughts about that too. Cheshire.
So we know that the Lunarish is a trade organization. Do we have any pretend trade or any of those little symbol things that they
we
need?
still have a good amount of that gold, even though.
We already got ice.
I don't think so. I don't think the ice people want to see us.
I mean, we could, now that we're above ground, we could ask.
Do you think he'll take our call? Here's some.
I think probably if we just say his name out loud, he probably is already watching, honestly.
here's some.
Okay.
just look around. And as far
Tried
as you
that in
can
the
tell,
past. It does not work.
even with Ori's passive perception, you do not sense that Hirsim is with you right now.
So we could
I
ask
don't
for his help.
I think we're going to get any help from here somewhere.
Adimu also says, and your idea is good, but the Lunarish typically don't take appointments in that way.
Okay.
You would contract shipping through the Emblem Guild.
How would you get in Cheshire if you were to try and get into?
I have to see the building first.
Well, we could go. Billy and I saw it last time,
You did?
You did?
just for a minute.
Should we take a field trip?
It was a bit of a hike. If
It's by the docks, I'm assuming.
yeah, to get to the docks, but to actually see the building is
Billy,
a
why
bit
is he being weird about it?
more
What'd you
of a-
guys see?
We were on the roofs.
So, Billy, you would remember, you were not on the roof. Ori climbed up to the roof of the smelt house that was opposite the wall that separates the Lunarish Guild Hall and like the rest of Still Harbor. You were like walking on the streets by the piers
Yeah.
and pretending to be drunk.
Yeah.
And Ori got caught right away.
Yeah.
And both of you had to like book it out.
Okay, Billy didn't see what Ori saw.
Okay.
No. But it wasn't a lot. Like, because of this just being windows on one side, Ori saw into the windows. Ori saw, like, beautiful hardwood furniture and stuff. Like, a very nice room. A walkway on the second floor, and then, like, there was a hall that goes deeper into, like, the stone, no windows part of the building.
And there were a lot of guards.
There was a lot of guards around the structure and on top of the structure. But there was no amber sworn within the building. There were guards on the second floor, but they were not amber sworn.
Yeah.
Thank you for taking pity on Travel Brain.
Oh, anytime. I'm sure.
But yeah, so that's... Well,
What do you mean it's a hike?
I guess,
We
well...
walked into the Underdark.
Okay.
Let's have a body.
I snuck up on the roofs before when we were here last time
Okay.
to go and try to look and see if I could find anything.
Is that with all the chaos?
That's what you were doing.
Oh yeah.
Tisk tisk.
It's fine.
It
It's
worked
not
out.
a big deal,
They set
but
off the
bad
alarm
happened.
last time, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh.
Yes, that was me.
So you've tasted the joint.
A little bit, but
Okay.
as you probably heard last time, it didn't go quite as I had planned.
but I don't know. But maybe it's worth trying again. I mean, I believe you, Cheshire, when you say if you can check out the building, that you'd probably be able to figure it out, right?
How?
I could be
There's-
drunk again.
Windows on one side?
Well, how do I, if I turn into a bat, am I going to fly away and start looking for insects?
I don't think so. I don't think it's
I mean,
that
that's
kind
what
of
I do about
transformation.
I don't think that's how it works.
Generally,
Are the
Sorry, I
windows
just-
like
generally
paned,
these,
or are they just
generally
like
these
open
kinds of
to
The ones that you
transformations,
have?
in this
you
room? Yeah.
you keep your mind.
Like
It's
actual
only
glass
when
right.
someone else forces you that you tend
Yes,
to lose it.
so I understand that,
If
but
you try
Your
right
senses
now,
might be different. It could be a
You're in
little
an enclosed
disorienting in
room.
that way.
yes, but
make it a little bit more open in here.
Are you thinking of turning into a bat and going to check out the
this was
building?
crafted by a devil, and you're asking.
It was.
No.
Timu will say it may
It
make
was-
sense to just look at the building first so Cheshire can see, and then Ori can just
Cheshire is the best at
point
this.
to what he's talking about.
Also, whenever you have different sense organs, your ability to like understand the world changes a little bit.
Be a bat.
Mink is gonna think, has Mink ever been a bat before? I don't think she's ever tried bat.
I know you've seen them. So
I've seen them
can, but
stuff.
you
I can. I
haven't
don't.
been one.
I
You
do.
know
I've
of
never.
bat.
Do you know what? I've never tried a
We have
bat
all seen
before,
bat.
but I do remember being an eel, and that was very different. So I imagine that bats have a similar kind of differing sense of the world. So it is a little different. We can be bats together.
What is this?
Thank you, Minka.
Well,
She can hold your metaphorical bat hand.
If we decide to sneak in as bats, I appreciate it. Going not alone as a
It'll be
bat.
fun.
But perhaps something not the bats.
Like your first time trying to do that shouldn't be on a high stakes mission.
Well, that was sort of my. I felt that. That's why I was
As
asking. And also, again,
precious as
a
this
devil
moment
crafted
is.
it. Well, I guess.
it's
Let's-
always scary to use magic items the first time, but I promise it gets easier.
Thank you.
Let
What
us,
if the guild hall is warded from magic?
It's trying to be nice.
And at this, Adimu says, it almost certainly is. I don't think you would be able to pass maybe the first wall, but certainly not the interior ones.
why don't we go lay eyes on the building? And then maybe, who knows, maybe there'll be like a loose stone, or maybe we'll see someone coming in or out of the
I
building.
mean, Cheshire will probably figure it out, right?
Maybe Cheshire will see a string. We don't
I'm
know.
going to just, as a fair warning, we will most likely get to a certain area where we're going to want to go further, and some of us may have more difficulty in doing so.
It's okay to be afraid.
Are we
right?
going to decide to go further at that point, or are we going to come back and do more planning.
I thought that this was just a recon mission.
Okay.
We don't even necessarily all need to
But
go
I'm-
together.
You're right. It would be
What if-
faster if like just we go.
What if there's like an underwater entrance?
Let's take a walk.
You can't swim.
It's also like Ori said, kind of up on like a little cliff face. So.
Great. Why don't you guys do recon? Billy, I need to go shopping. Will you come with me while they go do recon?
Fine. Billy, nothing will be better than going shopping. Who wants to fight? So,
I just got a new sword. It's fine.
We'll just hang back for a minute, okay? And
We're
then
not
we'll
going
catch
to
up.
fight without you, don't worry.
We'll
be
catch
back.
up with them. I just really need to.
Where should we meet back up?
Here.
Here? Okay,
We
good.
can get food.
you can see a demon who just kind of like shrugs her eyes a little bit, but no worries.
Okay, so meet back here.
I'll be here.
Okay, we'll be back soon? Soon.
Good luck.
Do you want me to come with you, or should I stay here?
Probably should. If you know anything about the building, yes.
I thought we were all going to the building.
Nope.
Should I not go?
No.
Just a recon
Should I stay
mission.
You could come if you would like, but it is potentially going to be dangerous and sneaky.
Dangerous, I don't mind. Would I be too obvious?
Why don't you go shopping with Billy and Alina?
Nope, this is gonna be an Alina and Billy only trip.
Oh. Okay. Well, why don't you guys go and report back? Valis and I will chill here. I have an idea. I'll make some jewelry to keep me busy. And, maybe we can convince them we can sell some? I don't know. I'm trying, guys.
You're doing great. Nobody died this week.
Oh, you can think of ideas to give Ori bat lessons.
Oh, maybe I should try first. That's true.
Curriculum
Okay.
It is 10 in the morning. Time to be a bat. So it sounds like Billy and Alina are going to have a shopping trip.
We're gonna just hang back for a few minutes to talk, and then probably Alina's gonna let Billy go, and she'll be like, pew!
That was
off
the
to
quotes part, yeah. Minka and Valis, you are staying here, and then Adimu, Ori, and Cheshire are going off to do some recon.
Splitting the party.
So,
Nothing bad will happen.
Hey, remember the last time that Minka and Valis were left alone and they just like solved
Our
a huge
threads
part
are all
of
tangled. We'll get tangled back.
and
you and Adimu make their way off, yeah.
Alina's gonna have Rez just follow at a distance so that if anything goes wrong, we'll know.
All right, you got it.
Yeah.
Little imp. Eyes
Let the
invisibly.
brains just
Is he
brew
sneaking?
together.
Do I know
He's
this?
following at a distance so that if he sees a fight break out, he will be able to tell me. He's not
And
like
kind of
trying
like
to
by
listen
default,
in
he
or
goes
anything.
high too, so he's
Yeah.
like really eagle-eyed.
Pike sky.
He's not spying. He's literally he's the GPS. Yes.
He's babysitting, if anything.
Yeah.
But no worries. You three make your way out and into the streets. You have to go up, and if you're going to make your way there, you have to kind of sneak your way through the center of Darkbriar. Adimu pulls their cloak up. They keep themselves as hidden as they can.
Also,
Make a stealth check.
The same thing.
Are you going socially stealthily? Yeah. Okay, make a stealth check.
He's stealthy.
social stealthing?
Do you get a modifier for that? Or is that
Yeah, that's pretty good.
There you go.
Thank you.
30.
Very nice.
She's so stealthy.
20. Oh wait, do I get a bonus with the bats thing now?
Are you
Is that-
You're not
what's the-
attuned to it.
okay.
Get to
do
it
it.
because you're scared.
It takes an hour.
Missy?
Takes an hour. I'm not scared.
So,
Get with your
Just
vampire
emotionally,
not available.
there's a lot going on with the connotations of the bat cloak for Ori having just gone through a lot of things.
Ori,
Oh, it's so good.
As a rogue, it's frustrating as you travel with this bard and this wizard, both of whom are a little bit better at kind of sneaking into this, or blending into the urban landscape than you.
20 is still okay. It's a dirty
The demon rolls a natural 20 for a total of 26.
Oh my god.
And so you're kind of sticking out more than the others.
fine.
You're still relatively sneaky. You make your way through without a problem. You do, as you approach the area, you can see like the kind of wall, you can see the smelt house and everything in the distance, part of it anyways. You can hear there's a man who's leading a donkey, kind of talking to this person who's dressed very much like a sailor. They look like they still have kind of like salt crusted into the leather armor and stuff. But the person who's leading the donkey says, I understand security, but it looks a wee dragon is up on the smeltery, isn't it a bit too far? And the sailor says, I just came from Dominion. They got a bunch of them wyverns, they're called. Big, scary sky horses, basically. They don't breathe nothing but air, though. And they keep walking, and kind of move. And as you get a little closer, you get directly in front of the Lunarish Guild Hall, which is separated from the rest of Still Harbor to the south, and some residences off to the east by a giant stone wall that is gated along the road. There is a tall tower up on a hillside. Stone stairs lead up to it. This had been a mostly empty building when you had last gone here, but now at 11 a.m., there is raucous laughter coming from within. You can hear shouting. It seems almost full. There's an upper level balcony that is just full of people who are drinking. You can smell food. There is, it's almost positively full, but you can't see into the front kind of level because all of the windows have been broken multiple times and have just been patched with like black tar. And so the windows positively filthy. You can see on the other side of the broad road that the gate is located on, there is a blacksmith shop that is called the Anvil of Zansho. And it is closed, but you can actually smell pipe leaf. And looking up, you can see on the second story kind of balcony, there is a dragonborn who is just kind of smoking a pipe and like watching things happen across the street. But you kind of peek a little bit further, and on the top of the smelt kind of roof house, you can see there is a massive creature that is sort of occupying the center of that space. There's a number of other individuals who look like mercenaries or guards, just an odd assortment of people who are just kind of up there. And it seems as if, or perhaps your adventures previously, have led to an increased presence.
Massive creature, you say?
Yes, I would say in your schooling, you probably heard of wyverns before. This is very much like a dragon. You can see it has a draconic-looking face, it has wings, but this creature has kind of fur, things like that along the back, less scales. There's actually just skin. Not quite a dragon, and you can see on the back of it, the tail ends in like a stinger, not like a traditional dragon tail.
And this creature is tamed and guarding something, or just perched atop
It
the
is
smelting
laying
floor?
down. It is like in the middle,
And
almost
people
like
are
a
just
cat
like-
kind of curled up, and people are gathered around it. People are sitting on boxes. There's like an entire camp up there on the roof now.
Oh, okay. And it's not non-threatening to them?
It's sleeping.
Roof of what again?
It's a smelt
smelting.
house.
Okay.
Smelting house.
Specifically, it is called Zagolatosh Smelt House.
They're up in arms about something.
Well, there's a wyvern up there.
No shit.
Well, yeah.
It is.
We'll
For
do.
once. Thank you, Captain Obvious. Is there another viewpoint?
I mean,
Because
I'm
we're not
sure
going
that
up there.
I have a feeling that at some point we are going to end up having to deal with this wyvern unless
More powers to you if you want to
we
go
pretend
now.
it doesn't exist and go somewhere else. Yes.
The wyvern itself, a little ways off to the east, like the other side of this kind of wall that separates it. If you were looking for a high vantage point, the second story of this kind of full bar, or the second story of the blacksmith shop, though that is closed, and you can see blacksmith getting stoned up on the second story balcony. Either of those would offer a better vantage point.
Drag Rory to the bar.
What?
Drink or smoke?
Dragging Rory to the bar.
You drag her to the bar.
Alright, I guess we could do a pint before.
So you sort of get up to the bar. As you do, you can see there's like a beautiful little like kind of nature area tucked off to the side. Ivy hangs off many of the buildings here. And so even though it is a stone city, there is like plenty of greenery, especially after being in the Underdark. There is just plentiful plant life all around. But you make your way up the stairs, you go into the first story of this building. You can see the glass has all been kind of like patched together on the inside with patch. From the outside, it would be dangerous to touch. From the inside, relatively safe, if not kind of gross. There is a bar directly in front of you. You can see there is like a gentleman who is taking a tankard of some kind of a sour-smelling red ale away and making their way upstairs. Behind the bar, there is a sort of older-looking gentleman who peers through glasses with no lenses and then just kind of says, "Can I help you?"
Yes, can we get a couple of drinks?
Of course. Do you know what you'd like?
Good stuff.
Well, how good are we talking? The good stuff's always wine, you know. But we have some beer that's been made locally.
Beer, it's early still. We should.
It's on you.
Yes,
have all of
don't
my
worry, honey, don't worry.
Yeah.
We'll settle all the bills later. This is our day.
Oh, how progressive. So, would you like Farmer's Faith? Would you like Steel Picker's Stout? Or would you like Mallard's Malted Ale?
What do you think, darling?
I will have the Mallard's Malted Ale.
We kind of nod, and they say, "Not really my cup of tea, but okay." They go back, and they just take this long pour. They do turn as it's kind of pouring out, and they say, "Second story bar does have another beer on tap, you know, and the food is all located up there if you want it. But this will be 2 copper pieces for the Mallards. What about you?"
Absolutely, I'll do the stout.
Ah, of course, that's much better.
Yeah.
They turn and just kind of go. They turn, they like look over at Adimu, and Adimu just shakes her head, and she says, "It's a little early for me, thank you." But she brings these 2 things over. One is a stout that is really, you can, it's like oaty, it is rich and dark. The Mallard's Malted Ale is a very malty dark ale. If you like malt, it's almost like bread. If you don't, it is a little bit closer to a lager than an ale. But no worries.
Ah, yes.
That'll be
Lager.
4 copper pieces. That'll be 4 copper pieces. Thank you. And they take the copper.
Upstairs, dear. I want to come enjoy this.
You gotta have your wife.
After you, darling.
Inside check for how uncomfortable Ori is.
And then go find a table or location with a adequate view.
Give me 1 sec.
We do know that Ori is into dominating women.
Yeah.
That's true. So you make your way
Faces waiting for you.
upstairs. It is crowded up here. There are the bar itself on the second floor, not terribly crowded, but outside in the sun on the porch, it is 80 degrees out and people are drinking. You can see there are empty glasses kind of lining the inside of the wall. As you make your way out, the bartender, this kind of little halfling who's perched up on a stool, is currently chopping up potatoes and sprinkling them with salt, but they just sort of wave. You can see there is a table that is available right on the corner, kind of overlooking the guild hall. You can make your way over there.
Okay. Follow along. Head over to that table. Are there 3 stools for?
There's 2.
Oh, I'll let Adimu sit and I'll stand. I'll stand looking out at the corner.
No problem. You lean over on the railing.
You're bad in this stuff.
Oh, like on the table. You know.
Yeah. But you kind of like, you sort of have to either lean on the railing or the wall. of the
Yeah.
building. But it's a very narrow, maybe like 6 foot wide walkway. There's a table, 2 stools. It's pretty narrow. And there is no like fence. There are posts that support this overhead sort of canopy, but like you could just fall straight off.
I don't want to do that.
No, because the structure itself is up on like a little hill. You have to get upstairs to get here, so it's
That
like a
would
pretty
necessitate
substantial fall.
turning into a bat.
From here, you
To
can see
not
pretty
fall.
well. You can see the blacksmith shop. You can see actually into the second story where there are just hundreds of boxes of different kind of goods and raw coal, things like that. Over top of that, you can see there's a little residential neighborhood behind. There's a food stall. There is just like life happening in the city. But if you turn your attention a little bit further and in the direction of the Lunarish Guild, I'll make a perception check. I think you're competitive like that.
Dirty 20.
Damn. Rolling poorly tonight. 16.
16. You have a keen eye, Ori, and you're excited to be able to use it. You turn around, and then this big Goliath kind of steps through, and they just nudge you. You kind of turn,
so
and they
malty.
spill their entire... You can see it was just a bowl full of grilled onions with like a red sort of tomato gravy, and it just pours over you.
Worst.
They turn, and they just go, ugh. Now you're gonna have to pay me for that. I was really looking forward to eating that. That's 3 silver. That's almost a whole hour's wage.
You spilled it on me.
You ended up with it.
Well, you can have it back.
There's the fight.
They work it out. They take this and they kind of drop the bowl. You're just dumping like sauce onto the floor.
I'm like scraping it off myself.
Okay. You can
Like it's
see
spilled all over me, right?
he leans into you and he goes, "Look, pay for my food or we're gonna have a problem."
Pay for your... I have no money to pay you. I didn't buy the soup.
Hey, how this guy's just pouring stuff all over your floor.
I didn't... It
You can
was
see the
him.
halfling looks up and he goes, "Oh, damn it!" And he just gets up and like hops over the bar. He comes running over and he points at you and and you can see Ademo at this point has shrunk back around the corner and is now in the bar itself, like walking downstairs. She is just like leaving the situation. You have called this attention to yourself. Everybody kind of turns around. In fact, the conversation dies down a little bit. There are still people drinking, of course, but attention very much on you.
He's been harassing me all night.
Oh my
Please remove him.
You can see the halfling comes out. Make a deception check.
Man, so we can be on our way.
A little bit of a hollow sound to him.
This is a taste of your own medicine, I'd say.
You can see the Goliath suddenly turns, and now the Goliath is like shoulder to shoulder, like shoulder to, like his thigh to Cheshire's shoulder, and suddenly everybody is now turned on you, or you feel like the room is kind of crowded, chairs scrape, people stand up. Would a visual perspective be helpful?
Oh, no.
I bet you wish you could turn into a bat now.
Can you pass me this? This is part of my reach. I need people to make some space for me.
Oh no!
It's a big one.
Oh, my God.
I'd like to say that Kara and I agreed that we basically were following you guys, but like 30 seconds behind so we could talk, so.
I'm not-
Well, that's good because I just
I wanna see how
got
this plays out.
a bar fight because a guy spilled soup.
I'll take the ring so they're out of your way. I've got space over here. Oh, awesome.
So to be
Money
fair,
problem.
To be fair,
You're welcome.
Darling.
I'm sorry
Oh,
that
no.
I split the party. I did not realize that Ori was going to get soup dumped on him.
It's okay.
that's all right. Minka and Valis are just.
wow.
Oh my
God.
This is very heavy, so it needs to be supported from the middle.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. All right. Everyone needs support.
Oh, you guys, wait till you see this one. Joe, you should switch on the combat cam so people can see.
So yeah, you can see a little bit of this, but you can see it in much greater detail. At Alberon RPG, you guys are currently in that building in the far right corner over there. You
This
can see
one?
where the ivy goes up there. Yeah, and in fact, it'll be nice and easy. Would be if we take this off.
See, if we watch them go,
And
wait a
so-
second, follow.
The two of you are right
Sense,
there.
'cause we want to get you into a fight if
You
possible.
are looking over this fence. The guild hall starts right there and kind of opens up that way. And so,
So
This
the
is
glass side
so
is
good.
over
It's so
here.
the
good.
glass side is actually over here facing the water.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
but like
Yeah,
the water side.
You are just seeing the steps up to sort of the front sort of area that is in front of the house proper. You can see that there are guards all along there. You can see that there are these big like metal structures with raw ore. The structures themselves of metal have been like smoothed away, but the ore has been left raw on the inside. But it's hard because suddenly there's a scrape and the halfling just kind of gets up on the table in front of you and kind of waves at you. The ogres, or the Goliath, has kind of turned on you as well. And because it is 8:30, this is a great place for us to take a break. So we're going to step away for a quick second, and when we get back, we might be rolling for some initiative for some a combat date. But we'll see you. There's going to be a timer on your screen. We'll see you at the end of it. And welcome back. Thank you for sticking with us through the break if you did. If not, welcome to D&D. We're having a great time.
With soup biscuits.
With soup biscuits.
So good.
And we're going to jump right back into it. Ori,
Spill that.
you stand on the edge of this structure. There is nothing separating you from the street that is about 35 feet below, save your own good social graces, and they're turning on you quickly. You can see this huge Goliath. They have the empty bowl now down at their feet. You've shoved this tomato and grilled onion all over the kind of floor. You can see the halfling is now up on the table, and they're kind of like waving to get your attention again. And they say, You put food all over the floor.
No, he spilled it all over me.
The Goliath said, yeah, and the lady also just said that he has been pulled in the whole day. And the halfling goes, is this true, ma'am?
Yeah, he's been harassing me for all.
He turns, he looks at you, and he says, well, you're going to have to clean for this mess.
How far is that drop?
35
Fine, I'm leaving.
The Goliath like blocks your path. He says, no, you have to pay for my food. And the halfling says, yeah, that sounds fair. If you spilled his food on him. Look, you're bothering my patrons, you're spilling my food.
I start rummaging through all my stuff.
Okay, you can see the Goliath just cracks their knuckles. It is like the sound of like branches snapping.
I think Ori is having another mental breakdown.
He turns to the halfling and he goes, I don't think this guy can pay. And the halfling goes, well, just keep him here, then I'll go get the cards.
No.
He goes over to like the edge of the...
I have this! And I bring out, it's a gold cup that I have from one of the places that we pillaged.
You don't say that out loud, right? That's not what you say out loud, right?
I just hold up this, like, gold cup.
You hold up this gold cup. You can see around the cusp of it. Here in the light, you haven't seen it in the like bright lights. You haven't really seen it not underwater, I don't believe. And so when you look at it, there is just like faint tracings of enameling around the edge. But you hold it up, and they look and they go, oh, wait a second. I'll take this cup from your hands. And like the gold bends ever so slightly, and they just go, all right. You can leave. And he stands aside. You can see the halfling is still like kind of looking over the porch for guards, but he turns. And are you leaving?
Telepathically in your head, Cheshire will say, just let him think you're leaving. Walk out. Go get a count on guards at the bottom.
I'll see you later, darling. Go down the stairs.
You go down the stairs. You can hear the halfling like closes in on Cheshire and just goes, ma'am, I'm so sorry about that. We really try to have a higher standard here at the Filthy Windows. Let me go ahead. I'll get you some food, just free of charge. Do you like onions or potatoes better?
Potatoes, please.
Okay. And they go back and they bring out some roasted potatoes with spiced, thick-cut bacon. They just give you a big plate of that. It smells great. They nod and they say, I'll come back over. I'll check if you need another drink soon. And they head back behind the bar. The Goliath just kind of nods to you. They take their new cup, and as they're walking by, they like see another table and just pour somebody's drink into their own. They seem pretty happy. Or you make your way downstairs and out into the street.
I am looking to like scope out the.
I'm gonna kind of like slink down to right under where we were, like where this barrel kind of is on the corner, so that I'm kind of still underneath where Cheshire is.
Sure.
Looking out.
Cheshire, for you, the crowd kind of slowly goes back to normal. For you, Ori, go ahead and what are you looking for? You've already made a perception check, so is Cheshire, and so you can see over the kind of wall, there are a number of guards kind of milling out around. They are not amber sworn. Mm-hmm. They look to be wearing mostly just kind of leather armor, There is no clear iconography that you can see from this distance with that check. You can see there is a Goliath and a couple of humans who are down there.
Okay, so not... I don't recognize it as the Lunarish when I saw the ones inside.
No, but further up here, you can see along the raised walkway in front of the Guildhall proper, there are 3 guards. They all seem to be a little bit better armored. They are wearing half plate or chainmail, depending on the individual. You can see they seem to all have ranged weapons. They were all much more on guard. The other people, when you see them at the base of the kind of gate, they're all chatting, they're talking, they're like hanging out. They're probably working as the guards here, but they're not super like keen to it. I would say, or you get the sense that these individuals all have training up there.
Okay. And so is this the entrance? Is that what
Correct.
I'm seeing? Okay, so this area we don't really see much of.
That's just a residential house.
Okay.
Also within the gated community here.
Okay.
That seems to be a residential house.
Okay.
This is the Guildhall proper.
Yeah.
8th pier goes out past where along the
Yeah,
city.
and that's the side that I had entered from previously. Or like the rooftops, kind of like...
The rooftop that you came from was over here.
Yeah.
Across a couple of different roofs. And you can see off, probably over right where that table is over there, there is the wyvern up on top. They have stood up at some point and like, done a big circle and laid back down again.
Okay.
They're facing away from you now.
Okay.
What do I see of the Guildhall proper from here?
So Cheshire, from here, one moment here, you can see the Guildhall proper is a sprawling 2-story wooden lodge with a glass front. The glass overlooks the water. You can see the rest of this building is windowless. It looks very, very conspicuous in this space. You can see there are places where there were hinges, so probably maybe like false shutters at one point were hung in this place, but really just bare brick now. Much of the back and sides are covered in sprawling mosses that flower orange and white. Here in the kind of beginning of summer, some of those flowers are starting to kind of shrink back down to green buds. And over the door, you can see that is like over here, there's no windows on either side, but there is a very large sign. Do you read Celestial? Just complex rings and circles that all seem to form much more complex patterns underneath, but you don't know what it means. You can see manning the entrance, there is an elf, an individual who is just standing completely stock straight. They are right next to the door. They're wearing formal wear. They look very much like a butler. I would say make another perception check.
22.
With the 22, I would say it's hard to tell too much about him at this distance. There is something very distinct about the stillness of the way that they hold themselves. Every now and then they'll like turn their head to one of the guards that pass, and you do see there are 4 guards on the ground floor that walk in 2 patrols, 2 pairs. You see all of them are elves. I would say that is mostly what you see. You can see a little bit into the Guildhall proper. When the door opens and you see one of the guards goes inside, you can see sprawling. It is a brightly lit sunroom. All the sun that comes in from the window and the sun side is kind of splashing into the space. You see there are obelisks on the inside between 5 and 8 feet tall of sunstone. And when the sun strikes them, it's just this like warm glow that radiates out across the room. There's furniture of painted white wood. There is dyed white leather sofas. You can see in the distance there are tall posts of wood, pale wood, that hold up the wooden walkway on the 2nd story. Everything beneath that's kind of in shadows and hard to see.
Can I make out any magic that might be in and around this place?
Make an Arcana check. It would be tough. The DC is pretty high from this distance.
Do I see a Dimu anywhere?
You look around and no. I would say like this is right around the time that you and Billy have kind of finished your conversation. So let's quickly flash back over. What was your check though?
26.
With a 26, You don't notice overt magic, but when you see those obelisks on the inside, they're carved out of sunstone. It's not super precious material, but a 8-foot tall pillar of it is expensive, and that would make a great focusing point for a spell. There is almost certainly magic at work here, but you can't really get a distinct sense for it. Flashing back to the inn, you see Ori, Cheshire, and Adimu leave. You have bright hopes for their prospects, but what are you doing?
So Alina's gonna grab Billy by the elbow and be like, "We're not really going shopping. Come on."
Oh, thank God.
And once they're at like out of hearing distance from the two of them,
Alina will like start to. She'll be like, "Okay, we're gonna follow them. I just wanted to talk for a second first, okay?" So, I don't know if you were around yesterday morning when I woke up.
I was cuddling with a sword.
Yeah, right. So, a thing happened. I had a dream. Sir Nunos was there, and he said some scary things about fire being important and that new growth can come from... Okay, gotta be honest, I was really overwhelmed. I didn't totally listen to all of it. But, and then when I woke up, I could do this. Whoosh, and produce flame.
Do it again.
Whoosh. So, listen, I think I can do like a lot more than that too. I was really excited at first, but now I'm kind of freaking out because I can do this new fire stuff.
Why are you freaking out?
It's fucking scary. Look. Like, how come I can just... I'm pretty sure I could burn this entire block down if I wanted to.
I wouldn't say that too loud.
That's why I was whispering.
Yeah, just in her voice, maybe.
Yeah, okay. Anyway,
So
I don't know,
you had a vision
a dream, yeah.
with Sir Nunos in it.
Mm-hmm. He was there.
It was like fire is important
Yeah.
for new growth, and now you can do fire.
Yeah.
This is bad?
I'm overreacting, right?
I wouldn't, like... I wouldn't do that, like, in a building.
Yeah,
That
okay.
seems bad. Like, that is made of wood. That one is 50% wood.
Notice how I'm not
Wood.
burning them down actively.
Yeah, you're doing a great job.
Okay, I just, I thought that my whole thing as Sir Nunos' champion was to protect the wilds. And I saw, like, burned forest.
Every year, we have a festival devoted to killing animals and eating them.
Yeah, okay. Point taken. Okay. Just, if I start to go, like, mad with firepower, you'll tell me, right?
I will be the first to behead you.
Okay, deal. That is pretty cool, though, right?
It's really cool. Hey, now we match. Because I can do the
Oh, which is... Okay, you're right. That is pretty good. And I suppose at this point we roll up on that.
Billy's just holding a flaming sword, like, yeah.
So Valis and Minka, the two of you watch as like they go shopping. You can see apparently Alita is just making fire now. But what are you doing while everybody else kind of disappears?
Well, your mom's really, really nice and really cool.
She is. And she is a paladin, or was a paladin at one point. So, maybe. Maybe at one point you guys can... I don't know. Is that a relevant topic of conversation? Is that a thing?
Yeah. I don't know. I may ask her about it because when this is all done, and I can and I can rest my mantle, then The Enclave seems like a nice place to live.
I really love it.
Should I not fall before then?
You know, we'll do our best to prevent that. Her shield, I never really looked that closely at it before because it was always hung up on the wall. And you know when something's kind of like on your wall forever and you kind of like look at it, but you don't really look at it?
I can't remember anything that's on my walls.
I wasn't in that one memory you got back.
It's just the countertop.
Just a bowl and the hands in the bowl.
It's like the overhead view on an influencer cooking thing.
There's one banana that's been on set for too long.
But I might be the wrong person to ask that.
That's okay. Well, that also might be a me thing because the more that I talk about how I think of and see things, people seem to give me like this look where they're like not really sure what I'm talking about, and so I'm really starting to wonder how much of that's a me thing. But anyway, I'm pretty sure it was like a shield of Serentil, and it seemed to have some pretty interesting things inscribed on it. So at some point I should ask her about that.
Do I know what a shield of Zerntel is?
Make a history check at disadvantage.
11.
It sounds like a shield, probably produced by a person named Serentil, or in a place called Serentil, or of a material perhaps called Serentil.
Oh, I love shields. And it must be a really important one for it to be named as such.
Yeah. It had... Well, it's just one of those things where, you know, my mom has always been my mom from the perspective of, you know, being my mom. I know this is kind of silly to say, but sometimes you kind of forget that people are also their own independent universes, you know? And I guess I just had considered her as just my mom for so long that I didn't really think about what that outside of that was, you know? What she was like. Well, to be fair, every time I've asked, she's also, like, dodged the question. But I guess at this point, now that I'm also been adventuring, maybe she'll actually, like, give me some answers. Well, she has, though.
She gave us a lot of answers. She knew a lot of things.
She's much older than I thought she was, just to be fair. So that's cool. Also...
How did she become your mom? Do you know?
Love Alice.
That memory is also not there.
He's lost the memory of being taught the birds and the bees.
Mommy and the daddy love each other very much.
To be honest, she's always been my mom, you know? I don't remember a time when she wasn't.
Okay.
So, I know that we don't seem like mother and daughter on first glance, but we are, and we always have been. And more importantly, it seems like she has more information about our quest as far as the historical significance of it, which I feel like was a piece that we were kind of missing, because up until this point we've been just kind of like doing the thing. And I know I've been guilty of this and just not really being very good about asking about like the larger consequences of what we're supposed to be doing. But at least we know for sure that stopping the fracturing seems to be like the thing to do. Though with Cheshire's influence of that person saying to turn their back on the seasons, I now am concerned that maybe we don't have all the information we need.
Yeah. That was the most information we've gotten so far about the pact, and our way has always seemed obvious to hold the pact and keep to the seasons, and we don't know the agenda of whoever spoke to them, spoke to Cheshire, but what if they know something? What if it's perhaps for the best that the pact shouldn't hold? We just don't know.
Yeah. I worry that everyone has been looking at this problem from the same direction for so long that some of the larger context might be missing. And I don't know if that's something that's recoverable. It's been so long since this has all originated, and it seems like most people who are around either don't remember or can't
tell us anything more. And I guess I'm just worried about that on the grander scale. But for today, at the very least, we know that Ori's sister is in town, and that's definitely, there's nothing weird going on between them.
Suddenly the door bursts open, and you can see Adimu, who is sweating just a little bit. And she just goes, Ori's fighting a Goliath, come. And she turns back around and runs back.
That's how we bring the party back.
The door slowly shuts behind, but you can rejoin the rest of the group if you wish.
We really can't leave them alone for any length of time.
You make your way down the street. Before too long, most of you kind of make your way back in this direction first. The two warlocks, then the other pair. You can see Ori is kind of like pacing down around near the bottom area, towards the edges of the building proper, up on the hillside. You can see the Lunarish Guild Halls kind of right in front of you.
We'll say Rez is like over here, eye in the sky.
Okay.
Looking for a bar fight.
When we arrive, like,
Pass it,
what do we
absolutely.
see? Like Ori just outside.
You do.
Yeah.
I'm like literally just like leaning up against the wall underneath the balcony that Cheshire's on, just like looking around. I couldn't go around this way, right? Yeah.
There seems to be a lot of rocks over
Yeah,
There's
there's
a
like
lot of
ivy
rocks.
and
It would be
stuff,
very
but-
challenging. You could certainly try.
No, I know how
A
that.
bat could.
You've
With my climbing
It has
gear.
not worked well for you in the past.
You and walls, man. Almost as bad as you and tapestries.
Yeah. So I'm just hanging, and then I see everyone.
So
And I'm
Alina's
just
gonna be
hanging.
like,
I'm like leaning up against.
"Hey,
What's,
how's
hey.
it going?"
You're covered in tomato sauce.
Yeah, it's soup actually. Yeah, Cheshire's upstairs.
How's it going so far?
Well, so far I went upstairs and I got soup spilled on me, and was accused of spilling the soup on myself and then onto the floor. And then didn't have the money to pay, and so Cheshire pretended not to know me after having pretended to be my wife.
At this point, this human from the first floor bar comes out, and he comes up to you, Ori, and he says, I'm really sorry, but I've been told to ask you to please leave. You're bothering the customers apparently upstairs. Please, if you wouldn't mind. I kind of shoo you away a little bit.
Oh, buddy. I think she might have set you up.
I'm going for a walk. I'm gonna just walk down the steps and go sit over at that little bench.
Can we roll up about this time?
Where are you?
Dogs
You
that way.
absolutely can, yeah.
Ori!
Make a flat charisma check.
Where's his mini?
He's underneath.
I got you.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah.
Let me see. I
It's
don't
higher
think
than
my
15.
Here
it
now.
is. I think. Yeah, it's a dirty 20.
Okay. You sulk off away from this kind of group. You're covered in tomato sauce. And you just hear from up the opposite side of this street, hey. And you can see leaning over, there's this dragonborn. He's holding a pipe. You can see he is smiling, these sharp teeth all grinning down at you. And then the smoke out through his nose. And he goes, that was pretty rough.
Right?
I watched the whole thing.
It's one of those days, I guess.
He says, hang on a sec, and disappears over the edge. And you could hear, like, the footsteps, the wood creaks. He comes downstairs, and you hear, like, several locks open, and then the door swings open. This dragonborn...
Get back in the
As the door opens, this huge tree just whoosh out. No, this dragonborn comes out. He goes over, holds up one of his feet, and just taps the pipe out on the side, and then begins to fill it with fresh, what is stargrass. and just says, "This always helps me when I'm having a bad day." He passes it over to you.
Characters don't have a great rep with Dragonborn.
Thank you very much. What's your name?
He nods. He points up at the sign, and he sees you just kind of inhale just stuff.
I thought he had lit it.
No,
I don't.
it's it's fine.
Later. Oh.
And you just like fire right on top. It's a little bit much, but it still works. He points up at the sign and he says, "You can call me Zancho."
Zancho. Ori, nice to meet you.
Nods. This is a bronze dragonborn. The scales are the color of like metallic chestnut. They wear a set of dragonborn plate mail, only up to like the waist, and then just like simple tunic over top. I would say make a history check.
Do I get my thing?
Nope.
11, I think.
11. Some armor. But he looks at you and he just kind of says, "So what's your deal? Why'd you go up with that person? They just threw you right under the cart."
Oh, yeah. She's a friend of mine.
Friend?
It's weird. Hard to explain. I think
I hit you pretty hard.
How far away are we from?
So if you guys are right down in that like front story, you are literally, I would say maybe like 50 feet with the hypotenuse away from Cheshire, who's up there eating like free food. They have like the drink.
She can probably like hear me right now.
I don't think so.
She might. She's always around.
He like reaches over with two big toned fingers, just takes the pipe back from you. I think you've had enough.
I'm sorry. It's just I'm here in the city. I'm looking for someone who's very important, and it's that kind of caught me off guard a bit.
Yeah, that looked like it sucked.
Yeah. She's usually a little bit better than that, but I'll catch up to her later. So you work at you own the Smith here?
I do, and just recently I've lost most of my assistants to recruiting from the Ambersworn. You from around here?
Not here, but nearish.
Well, you look like you're having kind of a tough time, and maybe you're interested in finding some work around here. You said you're new in the city?
I've been before, but I just got here a few hours ago.
Looking for work?
What kind of work?
I mean, you just start hauling ore and stuff until you could get a little bit stronger, because no offense, but you look kind of scrawny. And then from there, you could work your way up. Maybe I could show you a thing or two after a year or so. I don't think you'd swing a hammer too many times currently.
I appreciate the offer.
Before you say anything, beyond just compensation, the skills that you would learn are valuable in and of themselves.
I am sure they would be very valuable.
Ori, this is your chance.
Where would I be hauling ore?
From the Beetle Train arrival hall over to here, and then finished product over to the Lunarish or wherever we're making shipments to that day, I suppose.
Oh, I see.
I mean, if you're really good, we might even get into the Tower of Amber Wings. It's been a couple of years, but...
How often have you served with the Lunarish? The right here must be fairly good business.
Well, kind of like your friend. They're never really not around. I mean, they're one of the biggest groups on this continent. But I've worked with them all the time. They ship things.
And when would you need me to start? And how long do you, a year?
Well, a year just as a sort of starting point. I'm going to be honest. I've never hired anybody as thin as you, so it might take a little bit longer. You eat meat?
When I can catch it, yes.
All right. Well, we'll work on your hunting skills too then.
Ori's just kind of roasted like so many different ways.
Ori's having a terrible day.
What do you think? Like 3 copper a week to start and room and board? And
In your
That
head,
does sound-
Ori, at that point, Cheshire's like, "Hey, Ori, what are the numbers you got?"
3 copper a week is pretty competitive in this town.
Ori,
There's a lot of
I'm not
blacksmith
waiting
shops,
forever.
a lot of miners. You understand?
Ori, you want me to come find you?
Right down here.
I know. You're in range. How did you get to the guards?
What?
How many? How much did you mess this up?
3 up top that seemed a little more heavily guarded, and
You okay,
the
fella?
local- Yes, sorry, I'm trying to calculate the amount for the next for my budget.
Oh boy, I gotta be honest with you, fella. I can't teach you numbers.
I've got that one. It's
that's
three
not a number.
3 times a week. It's 3 coppers a day, right?
Can
So
we
I
arrive at this
just
point
need
to rescue Ori from this horrible conversation?
You show up.
I'm just watching.
He's like,
That was the bar. Yeah, we're in the
and
bar.
we're just
Make
like
your way
outside, like
I think
We show up and I just, Ori told me I should just keep quiet, so maybe we should just watch.
Mink is gonna observe the situation and make an insight check to see if she can judge whether or not Ori needs to be rescued,
Sure.
or this is like a consensual conversation. Okay, I actually rolled really well, so I'm hoping to be able to understand Ori's panic from this distance. That is a 23.
So you get there right as he says, and I mean, at 3 copper a week, you could basically work here forever.
right.
And you get the sense that probably it's not going super well. It seems like Ori is being contracted to work at a substantially low amount of money, especially considering the amount that you have just previously made. You guys just made 10,000 gold in like a minute.
Yeah.
And then spent 2,000 of it not very long after
So
that.
at this point, Ori's,
Ori's gotta work that off, so maybe he should actually get this job.
Mink is gonna run up to Ori and be like, Ori, there you are. And just kind of like loop her arm into Ori's arm.
Oh,
Like,
I gotta be honest, I kind of understand her a little bit.
Ori, listen. We were supposed to meet this morning, and I lost track of you. And what happened?
Oh, well, I was.
I don't want to get
no.
involved in this
no,
kind of
no,
drama,
no.
so I'm
No,
gonna
no.
just rescind my
Thank you.
offer.
No.
If you ever need
Don't show. Thank you
armor
very much.
or weaponry, I can help you out.
I do appreciate that.
Are
Actually,
you a smith?
Kind of like,
Are you
officer,
ignoring
what'd
me?
you say?
Are you a smith?
Ori,
yes.
Oh,
3 up.
amazing.
What is 3 up?
3 up top
so
and
we-
like 5 little common
recently,
gods.
One conversation.
So you are finally able to turn and focus on Cheshire as Minka tanks the encounter.
We recently were hearing about the hubbub in the mines, and we were wondering if there was anything we could do, because you see, we are swords for hire. And
Oh, I
we've
mean,
been
I would go
making-
check in the Adventurers Guild.
Oh, okay, so we just got here, so
Darkbriar Adventurers Guild. You can't really miss it. They really are kind of cornering the market on work like that. They're located in the Obsidian Cross.
oh, okay, thank you. Oh, do you take commission?
Yeah, I suppose I could.
Okay, because last time we were out and about, we had that problem where one of us got stabbed real bad, and so I was wondering maybe if at some point, if we got the material, if they could help us with that.
Zasha, yes.
I could.
We're actually you will be surprised. We actually adventure often, and that is why we're here. So 3 copper is actually a little bit low.
He looks at you. You're covered in like tomato and like all this other stuff. You look down on your luck. He nods and he goes, "Okay. I mean, it'll still be there for you when you decide that you want to be able to."
It has been a long day, but I
You wouldn't happen to know how to make armor quieter, would you?
There's ways to do that, of course.
Okay. Why don't we go talk with our friends, and we might be back to see if you can help us with the slight problem we've been having with some armor clanking. It's been quite distracting.
And
I walk
perhaps
up and
we
hear
can
some
help,
armor clank.
He nods. He kind of gestures over at Valis and says, "Well, I mean, there you go. Good armor clanks."
Yeah, that's very true.
Nice armor.
Kind of nods and he says, "Thank you. Same to you. That's peculiar. I've never seen anything really like that before. I don't see any hammer work on it."
Valis
Fine,
knows who
Smith.
made it. Vincent doesn't remember who made this again. I remember it being sealed with the name when I got it, but I don't remember.
I believe Hearsome made it for you.
No, he got it for me, but it was made by like someone other,
Double
some
check.
renowned
Pretty sure.
armorer.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Give me 1 second here. Let me pull it up. That was back in.
When we first came to Darkbriar?
Yeah.
Yes,
That's
right.
why.
He gave us all some allowance and had some other
And a box.
things. And a box, yeah.
I tried to find it. I tried to find the notes on it, but then I found this. I'm sorry.
Oh shit.
It's the Gunga Bunga Boys.
Excellent notes.
I'll have to go back and look. I remember it's a smith who's located on. Warm and Welcome Way. I've reached the point now where I have 7 gigs worth of notes and stuff. For just like pure text documents. It's a little bit to comb through sometimes. Okay. You would remember that this was created from an individual called. Not Fetch Me Another. What was that? Steve. Yes, the mighty Steve. Sorry, it's an Emerald Spire. Okay, here we go. Shopping and trade. I have a lot of notes.
Remember that time we spent an entire episode just shopping? We were like, okay, quick in and out, everyone just say what you want, and then we shopped for so long.
It's gonna take me a second to find it, but I'll
I
find
don't.
it for you.
Yeah, we can look for it later, but I would just say, oh, it was made by from
Okay. So you say that, they nod, and they just kind of say, "Oh, and the Spire. I've never actually even seen their work up close. That's expensive." You're saying you are with him?
Yes, we adventure together. We are adventuring members.
It looks like you
And,
defeated the Goliath.
What?
Good, we were worried.
Yeah. He's such an idiot.
So
much
he just
for
goes, "All right, well, I got to admit, I wasn't expecting that."
Yes, I know. But perhaps we can help you with some of your deliveries. I don't think I can commit to an entire year, but if you need to make any shipments within perhaps the next week, we could help bring it in.
He shakes
So-
his head and he says, "No, not really doing anything shipping-wise the next week. Not until the 10th of High Sun's over, at least.
What's on the 10th of High Sun?
There's some kind of an event happening in Petrichor. All
The
the
Battle of
being
the
taken.
Bards.
Almost
roads to the
everything that is being shipped is headed in that direction now. So,
Coming out of all of the piers?
from quite a few of them, yeah. I mean, I don't really manage the piers. You could go to the Still Harbor Administration and ask them. It should be over in a couple days, though.
Okay, well, we'll come back if we need more armor and gear. Thank you for the smoke. This has turned my day around a bit. Thank you.
Yeah, kind of nods. He misread the situation, but overall, maybe has some customers, so it's pretty much a wash.
It's a wash.
You make your way back out into the street. Okay, no problem.
Alina and Billy are just standing there like we probably heard most or all of that.
Yeah, almost certainly. I mean, it's 50 feet away. There is still some like overgoing noise, and once Minka and Valis joined, there was no whispering happening. So, yeah, for sure.
Okay, so are you okay? We heard that there was something about a Goliath.
Yeah. Why'd you get into a fight with a Goliath?
Fine. Why are we all here?
Or he's like walking away a little bit, but he's like, there's some guards and there's a wyvern now, and
Ori.
well,
I just had a thought.
Leviathan does. It was his soup. It was his soup.
Oh, buddy.
Ori, I just had a thought.
What?
I mean, would your family be at the Battle of the Bards? We keep hearing about it, and it seems like a lot of important people are going, and your family
Does
seems
it feel
important.
like an event that?
No.
I'm like, no.
You cannot picture your
I'm
father
like,
even
no,
like
yeah.
listening to music.
Yeah.
To the Battle of the Bards.
Family is 100% gonna be at this Battle of the Bards.
Your family is closer to like a Footloose family. You know?
No dancing, no laughter, no happiness.
I don't know. The guy said Lenarge for everyone's shipping everything to their town.
Right, but
But we know that who we're looking for is here in town.
it's okay.
Well, she was walking into a shipping guild, so she could have set sail already.
It was. She was going in somewhere. And it wasn't that far long ago.
So, what are the chances of her coming back the same way? Do we need to go in, or do we just need to wait for her to come back out?
It seemed like it was like a hidden passage, right? When
It was behind
the
like a
sky.
painting that that disappeared, so probably a magical painting.
Yeah. Did I see anything from the inside view of the scrying that could relate to somewhere from seeing it, like, through the glass?
There was a portion of the lower floor that was cast in shadows from the upper floor walkway. That would probably be where that would be. Otherwise, it would be further back in the house where there are no windows.
Right. Okay.
But in that vision, there was sunlight.
Right. Okay. Because it was like sunlight behind the tapestry down the stairs. Into
Painting,
like,
yeah.
but yeah.
I'm very clear about tapestries, okay?
Yeah.
You gotta be clear about that.
Do.
Okay.
Should we go back to the room, or are you still looking around?
Is Cheshire still up there?
Cheshire's still up there.
Okay.
Yeah, she's been talking to me.
Oh, okay.
There's-
So probably shouldn't leave yet, right?
A wyvern?
Can I think at you?
I mean, you can, yes.
Can you hear it?
Not unless I'm maintaining the connection.
Are you do I know if you're maintaining it? So you basically have like the hold button.
Yeah.
Okay.
Damn.
Yeah, I think she'll probably see it when we leave. So, it seems like there's some sort of local guard for this little gated village. Probably some of the merchants live on site, administrative. And then up above, it's more heavily armed, and beyond that, presumably also more heavily armed. Also, there's a wyvern down
You make your way
that
up
way, which is strange. What color was the wyvern?
Sort of like a silverish kind of blue, but it's hard to see in like the way that the sun hits it. It was kind of washed out, almost like, you know how when light hits feathers of certain birds, it kind of becomes just like white. It was very much like that across much of its back, but there was like elements of blue also. You're going upstairs. Is anybody else going upstairs in this bar?
I can't.
I mean, I would probably follow Billy because it do be, but only if, like, I'll follow it. But
I'm
if I
just
get
gonna
told
go-
to stay,
I'm just gonna go grab Cheshire.
okay, I'm gonna follow.
Where is the Amber Storm lady? I can't remember her name.
Down on
Demon?
the
Oh,
first floor.
Is she with us?
Yeah.
Okay. You probably would have started running in with
Being
an
like,
eye in tow.
ready to beat up the fucking Goliath.
If I would have seen her, I would have mentally shifted to her and been like, can you come up and talk to me about the magic of this place?
Okay. You can see there's a moment where they kind of hesitate and look around and then look up and you make eye contact. And they go up too. So it is now the 5 of you, all up on the second floor. It's crowded up here now.
Alright, I'll just wait here.
I'll stay with Ori.
Alright, we'll just wait here.
Dima, you mentioned rings around this place.
They nod and they say, yes.
What do?
What do you mean?
What do they do?
Wait, pause. Rings around which place now?
The rings that she mentioned around the guild house. Not being able to get through, like...
I think
she had meant like the wall here and then like the walls of the actual house itself.
Right.
Like those kind of stacked levels of
This
entrance.
barricade, this barricade.
Correct, yeah.
And
Okay.
then for
Not
They're
like
not
painting.
necessarily enchanted themselves.
Correct,
It's
correct.
like bossing.
I think she had mentioned she had mentioned that like within these stone structures themselves there might be other elements that are magical. It's a very well defended area, but she wasn't aware of any directly.
Okay.
Is there anything interesting about that fountain that I have seen?
With your previous check, it's not actually a fountain, so it is like a little reserve of water. There's a big tree that goes over it. There's no fountain to it. Make a nature check at disadvantage from that distance and that angle. I'd say triple disadvantage, but that doesn't exist. So the DC is high.
Damn. 21. I got 218.
You needed a 20.
Hey.
This is a beautiful sort of variant of a maple tree. You could see as it kind of grows out of here, almost certainly, as there is no soil present, it needs to be maintained by magic. And that would hint at there being maybe more magic within the structure beneath it as well. It is just depicted as like sheer stone. And so that definitely draws your attention. Aside from that, it seems to be mostly aesthetic in a place that is made out of stone. This is more greenery, more color that has been added to this place. So Adimu kind of comes up. Is there anything else that you're asking her?
No, just if she knew anything specific.
We're all here now.
Wait.
I'm still downstairs.
No, I think it's
You guys
just.
are
I think it's
upstairs.
you and me and Adimu and Cheshire up there.
Yeah, we're here.
I thought you guys were going shopping.
Oh. Yeah.
Yep.
We're done now.
What'd you get?
I didn't
Nothing's
have
it.
anything good.
Right.
What's going up here?
I'm ready to go.
Adimu turns around, makes their way back down. No problem. The rest of you follow.
Do you do the mallards or the stout?
The stout. Definitely know the stout.
Yeah, I did the mallard. It was gross.
Yeah.
You make your way down. You make your way out. All of you are now in the street. You can see the gateway is maybe like 60 feet in front of you. The guards are all on the other side. Ori has kind of reported what they have seen. What are you all doing?
I have a
Hold on a
I have
sec.
a thought. Oh, you go first.
If I'm being ushered by
I
Cheshire.
walk by myself into the bar.
Okay. You walk past the rest of the group as they go
And
out.
there you go.
Okay,
Yeah.
just catch up.
You go to the front kind of first floor bar area. You can see this human who had shooed Ori away is now back there just kind of cleaning up some glasses. What are you doing?
I want to walk up to the bartender and ask if they know someone named Mo is around.
They look at you, they kind of shake their head and they say, I'm terribly
Half-orc?
sorry. I know a lot of Mo's and I know a lot of half-orcs and I don't necessarily know which is which. But if I see any, I can tell them that you're looking for them. What's your name?
Valis. He would have came here recently. And
Can I be honest with you, Valis?
yeah,
A lot of people have come here recently. It's a bar.
he would have talked about coming from the Underdark.
Doesn't ring a bell to me, I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you.
Kind of nods his head. Are you all walking back to the room?
I'm letting myself be led.
You are led back to the room.
I have a thought.
Yes.
So everyone is so focused on getting everything to the Battle of the Bards, yet your sister was coming here to the guild hall itself. Do you think something's happening?
Yes.
Like, with everyone's attentions so wrapped up on the shipping, do you think maybe they're having some sort of, I don't want to say like clandestine meeting or something like that, but it would seem to make a certain amount of sense that if everyone's attention is elsewhere, and then someone very important suddenly shows up, it's a little odd.
Yeah.
Yeah, you make your way back. No problem.
Yeah.
You can walk through town. People kind of cross by your path. You can like go. Is there anything that any of you are looking out for as you do?
Alina would be keeping an eye out for a store that sells components for teleportation circle. She's not gonna like stop in, but she's just gonna note any that she sees.
Okay, you wouldn't pass any on your way.
Okay.
But you make your way back to the room, no problem.
I like to keep an eye out for Mo.
Okay. Without, you like, in the dark of the stocks, you glimpsed them briefly before they were like ushered on their way through the teleportation circle. They were dirty. It would be hard to pick them out, but you keep an eye out as best you can. Make a perception check, just for fun.
No.
There ain't no Mo's in this town.
I would like to just make sure we're not being followed.
Make a perception
Yeah.
check.
Is the Embersworn presence still about the same as last time?
About, yeah.
Okay.
24?
There are no humans following you. As you make your way down this path and kind of retrace all these steps, you can't help but notice that there is a figure that does. It is not a person, it is not any of the pack animals, it's a bird. And you see up on the roof of this inn, there is a dark bird, maybe a raven, maybe a blackbird of some kind. And as you walk, it kind of flies away. But as you turn the corner, it is just kind of watching. And you really get the sense that it's following you. Not you in particular, but the group of all of you.
Y'all.
With that check, what was the check?
24.
24. I would say that's all that you could tell.
Okay.
You arrive back in the room. You get back upstairs, you close the door.
Jasper's going
Dimu.
to pull a blanket off and start stuffing it in cracks.
Okay. Begin to stuff it in cracks. Adimu watches you with eyebrows furrowed, but then turns to everybody and says, "So how are you planning on getting in?"
Well, did you learn anything? Because I learned that it is, as we assumed, heavily guarded. And I got some soup. It was very expensive. I had to give up the golden cup that I had. It's all that I had. You have all of my gold.
I'm hearing a lot of problems, Tori, and not a lot of solutions right now.
What
What
did
I
you...
saw-
Dimu puts
Yes.
a hand on your shoulder and goes, "Ori, you need to focus on your
Yes,
sister."
what did you find out, Cheshire?
I found out that it is, as you said, heavily guarded. And to get us all in there, sneaky sneak, not gonna happen. I could get in. Absolutely. And if there are a way for all of you to come with me that doesn't require you walking, we could do it.
Alina holds up her ring and is like, I got you, fam.
Would that work through a ward? That
Ooh. Did we talk about this already? I can't remember.
We talked about
we haven't.
We talked about if Ori the Bat was holding it and
Well,
when he
no,
polymorphed.
if Ori
but-
Oh, we did talk about
wearing
that.
it
Yeah.
before
But he-
polymorph, but I could polymorph and then grab it.
That would be
Or-
a much smarter procedure.
No, I know. I'm sorry.
That was off.
Hannah's remembering that maybe we already discussed what happens if the ring like passes through award that like an anti-magic situation, but
We did, because we were going under the Crimson Tower where there was the anti-magic area.
Yes,
Right.
and you imagine you would just get
Just shunted.
Exactly.
Okay.
Same thing as if you were inside Ori, it would just be less problematic.
no magic school busing, please. Okay, so Alina's like, on second thought, that probably wouldn't get us past a magical barrier, but
From what I saw, granted it was a distance, but there wasn't anything explicitly laid out.
you mean like anti-magic?
I
Okay,
did
so we
see-
can at least get part of the way if
There's
we all
some
ride in
sort
my
of
ring.
magic in the courtyard.
Well, yes, there's a whole bunch of magic around the place, but nothing
Right, but-
specifically, like, there's no guards on watch right on the stairs.
Right.
To be okay, question. How much of their protection is kind of like reputation?
How they looked pretty well armed, right, and pretty well trained. At least
The ones
top
up on the
three.
top, yeah.
They are going to be formidable.
Well, yes, but I mean like so magic has a cost, right? It's stronger magic has a higher cost. You
This
wouldn't
is a merchant guild.
I know, but you would concentrate your strongest magic at the area that's most sensitive, which is not necessarily the front door. What I'm trying to say is I think we might be able to get a certain amount in and maybe at least get some information before we get up against something that is truly impassable. And if they are truly as lauded a guild as they are, maybe a certain amount of the entrance is just assumed that no fool would try to come in, and if they got past a certain point, then clearly they would
They
need
don't
stronger
just
guards.
let any rabble in off the streets, though.
No, but what I'm saying is that should we try to sneak in, if maybe just a casual amount of good sneakiness would be enough to get us far enough in to get what we need to get. We don't necessarily have to go
Try
against
to sneak in, though.
or a sister.
At this, Adimu also says, this makes a certain amount of sense. And they haven't brought the most elite forces in the city into the guild, the Ambersworn. They're relying on other sources of labor.
Do you think it's because they're hiding something?
That's why I'm going with you.
So,
And you don't know what it could be.
We've been unable to get anybody in past just the front gates.
So,
Why have you tried to get into?
What?
I told you I can get him.
How?
well,
But I can't take any of you with me unless you are in a manner such
I
as...
could
A
be a
carryable,
bat.
hideable item?
I would be a
I'm all
bat
for
if that could get me in with you. But I can also probably get some of the way if no one cosmically.
You.
Yeah, I could be a
hides in
bat.
plain sight.
As a bat?
Oh my god.
I mean, I think we might just need to try
I think it's worth trying.
and see how far we can get. And at the very least, we'll
don't-
get information.
No,
And
no, I can't. We can't do it that way. I don't want anyone else to know that I'm here. If we go walking in, trying to announce ourselves in any sort of way, not saying that we're going to, but I'm
meant-
sorry, I don't trust all of you to be able to sneak into this place. I don't trust myself to be able to do it.
Chester's pretty confident that she could. And if we were otherwise concealed, perhaps in a ring of some sorts, I mean, at the very least, we would be able to get in, and if shit went sideways, at least we would all be physically there. And if nothing else,
We shouldn't be making enemies of the Lunarish over this.
we
It's-
have already made grand enemies. We need to do something.
So I guess we're giving up on finding your sister.
Do you have another course of tracking her, or...
No.
Then, as far as I can see, our options are we go in to find her, or we wait until she comes out.
Going in, I think there's somewhere hidden in there, and the majority of the guards are probably not going to be guarding it, but getting in is going to be the difficult part, and arousing any suspicion from the layers of guards on the way there is very difficult, especially with some people.
Oh, Leo, little face. It's because you don't have any magic, right?
How would
don't
you do
want-
it, Cheshire? Just hear her out. How would you do it?
I tell you what, I'll get in there tonight, and you all can give me all of the money that you picked up.
I'm going in there. I just don't think this is the right way.
So what is?
I don't know yet. This is a lot for me. I'm sorry.
Maybe we should sleep on it.
Maybe.
Okay.
What time was it when? It was daytime, so it was
Like
during
noon
the day.
right now. Yeah.
It is exactly noon right now.
Yeah.
What if we go to the Emblem Guild? We've heard multiple times that Lunars do all their business through the Emblem Guild. Right? Maybe that would be a lower place where perhaps we could find more information.
That's not a bad way to spend an afternoon.
I'm not sneaking anywhere until nighttime anyway, so we got an afternoon to kill.
Okay. Fine.
No one's gonna make you do anything you don't want to do, Ori.
It's just. It's fine. Yeah. We'll wait, and we won't do anything major until tomorrow. But we'll go to the Emblem Guild. Yeah.
I'm a little bit confused about something.
Sure.
So Ori, you don't want you don't want the Lunarish or the Ampersworn to know that you're here. Do you want your sister to know that you're here?
Right.
Because because another plan that doesn't involve sneaking is to find a way to send an encoded message to her that perhaps she would know is from you. I mean, unless maybe I'm misunderstanding why we're here. Everyone's looking at me. Did I say something wrong?
No.
No, I just kind of thought we were gonna just let it lie for a little while. Let Ori,
Ruminate.
yeah.
He is oblivious.
I don't think.
I'm sorry I mentioned it.
Maybe I'll tell you everything that you want to know, Valis, but maybe start with some easier questions for me, please, because that is a very loaded topic that has opened up quite a bit. So maybe tonight we can, yeah.
Where's the Ember Guild that we're going to? Anybody know?
Adema raises her hand and says, I can take you.
Okay, I have an idea. Let's go to the Emblem Guild. Let us pretend that I am going to open shop in Darkbriar and would like to find the appropriate emblems and things to do that.
Oh,
How
what are we selling?
shop?
Yes,
May I
jewelry.
make a suggestion?
Yes. Should it not be me? Should I not be talking?
No. I'm also not gonna look like I'm opening a fancy shop anytime soon.
That does make more sense.
Yeah.
This one has hired craftspeople who make interesting jewelry, and they provide entertainment and other fun things to delight the senses. Bodyguard.
You up for it, Cheshire?
Okay. So we go to the Emblem Guild.
Bodyguard.
We pretend to be a group, a merchant trying to open up shop in the area and looking for the appropriate things. What are they called?
Merchant?
What are
Staff.
Emblem.
Emblems?
Oh, that makes sense.
Man, everybody here freaking loves emblems, don't they?
Adimu smiles and says, the Emblem Guild is... How much do you know about crime?
It depends on what side of the crime you're asking about.
Depends. Are you a cop? You have to tell us.
The Emblem Guild is like a grey market.
Okay.
It's not quite black. It's not really white. It's kind of in between.
I thought they were like
Corrupt,
they get you the stamp.
Yes,
like
they
the
give
okay
you the stamp. Yes, but it's very corrupt.
There is no large organized crime presence in Darkbriar. That is largely thanks to the Emblem Guild Hall. They regulate trade. It's extortion with extra steps.
I was gonna say, are they the organized crime?
Yes.
I bet they are.
Yes.
That would explain why we never deal with them.
To start a business, you would need a physical address.
Okay.
You would need seed money. Typically, this is tens of thousands of gold. And once you have this, you need the associated emblems. You need the associated paperwork. It will be difficult.
Right.
I like the ring idea. I think we should do that now.
Now
think
as in
we're-
right now, or now as in this evening now?
It's better sneaking in when it's light out. Doesn't feel as bad.
I will become a bat right now if we are doing this.
To be fair, I think you have to wait until it's
You have to
dark.
wait an hour.
I think you have to do it in mid-sun.
I will become a bat.
Ori,
in
I
an
know
hour.
that I know that you are not familiar with magic, but do you really think a bat will be less conspicuous in the middle of the day
It's
than
smaller.
being
I can sneak through.
inside of a magical vessel?
I can be in your pocket. I can.
I
I'm
think you may be confused at
I'm
what a bat
sneaky.
is.
Are you afraid of the ring?
I don't.
Insight check. Low.
No. No. It's no.
Then let's just do this. We need to get your sister.
I can't just like hold the ring as a bat for you all.
I think we need to, at the very least, choose someone to go in during, like now, and try it. And then if that fails, we fall on a different plan.
You're just having really shitty luck today. It makes sense that if you were to go in today, like, I don't know, someone would bump into you and light your clothes on fire.
You also smell a lot like onions right now.
I'm getting leek.
It's not a bad smell, but it is onions.
I'm sorry. I don't.
Oh my god.
I don't know if I'm ready.
Okay.
There's no harm in waiting, right?
What are we going
I
to
suppose
do
not.
when we get in there? I don't know.
We're going to get your sister back. What are we going to do out here?
It didn't seem like she was there against her will. Necessarily.
You are from a country of magic, so I assume you know what ensorcelment looks like. And how difficult it is to tell from the outside. Maybe she's there because there's something on the other side that's gonna answer questions. You don't know why she's in there. You just know she is.
She could be strung up like Billy.
Excuse me?
Would you like to wait here?
No.
Demu says we're just going to go right past that. What do you mean strung up like Billy?
She knows.
Doesn't look like she knows.
No.
Okay. Adima just kind of steps back a little bit.
If anyone's going in, I'm going to go in.
Nobody's
There's-
saying nobody, just get in the ring.
We're all going in.
Look, when we get in there, what is the plan? I'm sorry. You all want to help me, and I really do appreciate it. But it's more complicated than just going in and hoping for the best.
I would assume we go in, we look around, we try to find the portrait you described. If found, we try to go
sounds
past
simple.
it.
Yes.
And if not, then we just try to get information, perhaps overhear someone chatting about what's happening. Maybe find some clue.
It worked in Giant's place. It worked underground.
I don't want to have to kill everyone in the guild hall to get to my sister.
You can always run.
We can also just knock them out. You know you don't need to kill everybody that you come across.
I don't want to be... I really...
She doesn't know who
It's-
you are. There we go. No one knows.
Look, I don't know what is going to happen when or if I see my sister. I have never doubted that what my sister wants to do is good. Until recently, and seeing what we saw in the scrying pool,
Ooh, what'd you see?
it was my sister, but not how I remembered her. It's been a long time since I've been gone, and I imagine it's been a long time with my family for my sister as well. I don't know how that would affect her.
Hold on, way to find out.
You'll never know if you just sit out here. And you may lose your chance.
She may already be home. And all of this forgotten.
Can you at least understand why I don't feel very comfortable having all of us sneaking in with such haste?
Of course.
I already said I think it makes sense to just take a beat. So why don't we go check out the guild, spend an afternoon thinking about it.
Idimu's right, though. We do need to move, whatever my sister is doing. I want to help her.
And we want to help you.
I might have a way to gain access, but it would be incredibly risky. People don't want me to exist or know that I exist, but I could use some sway, perhaps, with my name. But that would alert everyone to my presence and existence.
Which would you rather? Play with some magic for a little bit, or potentially upset everybody in town? And roar.
I don't know. Turning into a bat and flying a bunch of people in a magical ring into a magical barrier sounds like a pretty shit idea when compared to throwing your weight around a little bit.
Did we agree that he was going to take the ring as a bat? I thought we'd moved past that. Listen, it is your choice, but you've spent a really long time, not being out there. So, I mean, we'd all be behind you if you wanted to throw your weight around, but it doesn't have to go that way if you don't want it to.
I also don't know if it'll work. But if my sister can get in, then there might be something to the name.
Adimu says, I don't mean to bring up bad memories. I didn't even know you existed until a few days ago. I work with the Amber Sword.
Would there be any value in pretending to be a messenger of your house? Not necessarily you, but someone who could have a similar implication?
The only things that I have from the tower are my scarf and this. And it's the staff.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, the loud staff.
These...
What? Yeah, that's what the dragonkin said when we were on the raft on the lake. You pointed at your staff and said it was loud? Loud, like, it denoted who you were. Loudly.
Oh.
So I can see why loud staff is confusing.
Is it still wrapped up?
I would, take the top wrapping off just to, show the top bit.
Okay.
I don't know if we know what the staff means.
At that, I would nod and say, Salicor. That would at least confirm that you're important enough to not kill.
So that's something?
I always
What
knew
is
you could do it.
the importance of a Salicor staff? Who is it usually given to?
This staff is, it was a... Salicor is a wood. There are about 100 trees left in a grove within the Magiocracy. This is from wood from that grove. It is a token from my family, from my sister.
See, important enough to not kill him. That's high praise, man.
I don't know how she was able to give it to me. I don't imagine the rest of the family would be happy that I have it.
Who needs to know?
So a bit of a double-edged sword there, but useful in this current situation, potentially.
So if you were to just walk in through the front door on the strength of your Magiocracy ties, then what?
Then if my sister's there, I will at least have some ability to go and find her. It's as much hoping as sneaking in with the ring.
Will they allow you in with a retinue?
If we zhuzh up the act?
Adim nods and says, you would need to change the appearance substantially. And more importantly, I'm still not convinced that you wouldn't just immediately be detained. Just because you won't be killed doesn't mean that you'll be greeted warmly.
Right.
We can go in the ring too. I mean, that way we can just stay hidden, and if things go haywire and you don't get what you expect, we'll be right there.
Yeah, you get detained, just drop the ring. That way we're on the outside.
Smart.
Ooh, we should put something that we're very familiar with on Ori's person so we can track it if he gets detained and brought something.
Oh, gotcha.
You just rip off a thumb and you hand it over. It's a little bloody.
Okay, that's like the
Do you have
fourth time
anything
I've
a
seen you
little
do
less
that.
bodily?
This is the strongest connection.
Ick, at least put it in a handkerchief or something. She pulls one out. It's like, here.
It's already in my hand. My glove.
Ori, I think this sounds like a decent plan.
Okay. I suppose so.
Would you be able to go with him, Adimu?
I would prefer to hang back for this part of your plan. Are you all going in the ring?
I can take all but one of you. So
I'll hang out.
It's what? Six,
no, including
seven,
I can
seven,
I can
you
take
6.
me and 5 others.
So there's 6 of us because Adima's not coming and one person has
Cheshire,
to walk
you're
in.
pretty
Yeah.
confident that you can get in, right?
I mean, barring any crazy magic that's in there that I couldn't see from the distance, but yeah.
So maybe if you stay out and follow in my wake, you can get in my head pretty far.
Oh, you're an easy read, Ori.
Um,
I'm so far away.
Frez can help too.
Perhaps you can be a little less loud when we're inside.
Buddy. Who is always the one you can never find?
I mean, in my literal head. Don't.
Oh, that? No.
Could you just?
It's one setting, man. I can't turn it out.
Yes, but
I'm pretty sure I can make it louder.
less chatter on
Do
the
thoughts
channel.
have volume?
More.
And just
Help
make it
help
like
me. Help me. Don't get me kicked out of the bar. And help me.
I was helping.
I know you're helping, and I appreciate your help just as much as everyone else's help. Please watch my back.
That's what I do.
Yes,
And I'm insulted that you think otherwise.
I don't think otherwise.
You do. You already said.
I really don't.
Hurt my feelings.
Thank you all. I really do appreciate this. I'm sorry. There's a lot that I should have told you before that I will tell you. But we should make a move.
Nina's gonna clap him on the shoulder, hand him the ring, and say, "We'll be right there. We can see and hear. Do you want like a phrase to let us know if you want us to pop out? Because we might not know what's in your head, and we might."
Banana Sunday.
Okay. Unless you're like actively being murdered, or you say "Banana Sunday," we'll stay put. Okay, we'll come up with a frickin' phrase, my guy.
Or he's just like,
What's
I'm
your
gonna die. I'll never say it someday.
I'm not giving you this unless I know what you'll say if you need our help.
I'll probably say something like, I'm being stabbed, or stop detaining me.
The diva is gonna just say, just so you know, saying stop detaining me never works.
I know.
You take the ring. Who's getting in the ring?
So everybody but Cheshire and Ori, obviously. Okay. Why doesn't Rez stay out so that he can,
What if
help?
they have some type of wards against those from the hells that might, I don't know.
He can always just go back into his pocket dimension if he needs to, but I think it's better for him to be out than in.
But the only issue is if he's invisible, he can't talk to us.
He can whisper in your ear.
Yeah.
That's usually what we do. I don't know if that is.
What if they can see invisibility?
I do not think that having Rez will be beneficial.
Okay. Yeah, that's okay. Quick question, mechanically. If I am inside the ring and Rez is in his pocket dimension, can I summon him outside of the ring?
I don't believe so.
He gets shunted.
That's fine.
And that
That's fine.
shunting
I mean, if
kills
you're
him.
sure. If you're sure.
Rez can be loud as well. Particularly, he farts a lot.
You hear in your head, I don't know what he's talking about. Devils, they don't fart, okay?
Okay. That's fine. He doesn't. That's okay. I'll defer to you on this one. Okay, is everybody ready?
Yes.
Okay, here we go.
They all just vanish into this ring, and you hold all of your friends.
And thus ends the wandering hearts.
Hey, is that a flute?
Go find my flute, motherfucker.
Wrong side of the continent.
Currents, man, currents.
So with everybody in the ring, are you making your way towards the front door of the guild hall?
Is this the front door?
Yeah, this is the front gateway. You go in, you go straight up these sort of steps, and the front door is like
I
right
guess.
out here.
So is this planning session similar to when we tried to plan to attack an ice devil directly in front of them?
Yeah. We're at the.
It's not that bad.
I think he can hear us.
But you make your way forward. Cheshire follows behind.
By like we weren't right at the.
Yeah, we.
No,
You guys went back to the
we're in the
room.
room right now.
Yeah. We're all.
Towels
That's
stuffed
right,
in
yeah.
the doors.
Yeah, we were in the
That's
door.
right.
Yeah.
Towels
The
stuffed.
towels,
Yeah.
towels stuffed in all the
Yeah,
crevices.
we're not here. Yeah.
But you make your way
Good,
back.
we're not that stupid. Because sometimes we are.
Today.
You make your way back. And you now are like in front of this place. You can see the tavern off to the left. Excuse me. Even more full now. The insides, like both floors, completely packed. But you can make your way up to the front. There is nobody directly visible, but you can hear people talking on the other side.
So there's no like entry slot
Nothing like
or
that.
like a doorbell.
Just wooden, and you can see that the wood is kind of worn on the front, like around hand height, and so people probably just knock or just like kind of bump things into it to get the people's attention.
In some large crowd that we would have passed through prior to the actual door, Cheshire would have used the crowd to cover herself to cast invisibility.
Okay. So you just walk through, you turn around, you see Cheshire, you step through, you have to kind of like go through the crowd, and it's a lot of people. So when you turn around to make sure Cheshire's still there, nobody. But there's a little pocket briefly where you can see somebody kind of trips and then looks and there's nothing there. And you get the sense that Cheshire's still there.
My
Saw her,
Cheshire
and then a bus
senses
went
have
by
been
and
so
she
honed.
Basically, yeah.
By level 11, I've got passive Cheshire sense.
It's a trained skill.
Expertise.
It's only like a 15-foot radius, but
By the time that you get up to the gateway, you have no idea where Cheshire is, but you get a good sense that they're following you.
always. She's always there. She's always watching.
So what are you doing?
I guess I'm taking a fucking deep-ass breath.
Oh, we forgot to give him a paper bag.
The guards by the door just like,
Okay, 3 big knocks. You can see through the cracks between the 2 gates, there's like one of the 3 people who's on the other side turns. You kind of peer over and then walk up. You can see just a human wearing like a leather vest. There is some leather armor kind of poking out underneath the tunic and stuff, but they're not by any means like an elite mercenary. You can see they peer at you and they go, yeah,
I am here on official business on behalf of Elissarai Vakar Iselaros.
I don't know who that is.
In
You got paperwork?
no.
What languages do you speak, Ori?
Sylvan, Elvish, and Common.
Okay.
And a little bit of Draconic, I think.
They kind of lean into
took
the
2
crack
semesters
and they
abroad.
say, hey, come here. Come here. You lean in and they go, Pax Brevis Auxilius?
I heard this. What was it? Fuck. They said it. Oh, God. Ah. Wait, I gotta look through my notes, buddy. Hold on. They said it.
Huh?
Say that again, Joe.
I
You're
read.
not there.
I read the lips. I read the
You
lips.
are very much there.
Ah.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. So you
We can hear and see everything that he can hear and see.
What languages do you speak?
Sylvan, Elven, Giant, Common, Uncommon.
I'm pretty sure we established that the Lunar speaks Celestial.
And this is Celestial. Does anybody speak that language?
I can read it.
That's nice.
Yeah.
It's too late to cast comprehend languages.
It's too late to cast tongues.
Separatus.
Amazing. You can see they kind of turn their head and they say, buddy, I don't know a lot of Celestial, but I know that's wrong. Go back to whoever sent you and tell him they're just a bit out of date. He's going to stand up and just kind of turn back around, make his way back to his friends. You hear some conversation, laughter
down at the
goes
ring.
up.
Maybe we try at night.
I can only do this once per day.
I think we have to sneak in then. I'm not getting in.
Just you're like 20 feet away. You can kind of hear this whispering happening. What are you doing?
Is the gate open or is it shut?
It's shut.
I want to make my way around the gate and first looking to see if there's anything on it that would magically deter
Make an
things.
Arcana check. Yeah, from this distance, much easier to see.
22.
There's nothing magical about this gate. It's mundane. It has a heavy lock. It has heavy timbers and it's braced with metal. I mean, it would stand up to like a battering ram for a good amount of time, but there's nothing magic about it.
And are the walls continuous? 'Cause
Yeah, walls are continuous.
And the sides of the piece there are stone?
Correct.
Easily fitted together, or are they offset from each other?
The sides of which, sorry?
The sides of the walls here.
They're like stone blocks that have been set with mortar, and so they're like pretty easy to grip if you wanted to climb. Additionally, there's ivy that kind of grows off this to make it much easier.
Perfect, we're climbing.
Okay. Where are you climbing, the right or the left side?
Up this way.
Okay. So make an athletics check. You are invisible, and so that is kind of serving as the stealth component of this. 17. With the aid of the ivy, there is a open window, and you can see there's like a little storeroom, and so easy for you to like plant your foot on the windowsill and just boost yourself up. There is an area that the ivy kind of grows over top, and you can just use that to climb up. Or from where you are, as you're talking in the ring, for just a moment you see like movement, and you look up and you see these ivy vines just go down a little bit and then grow back up as Cheshire just makes their way up onto the top of the wall.
Just going in. She's already sneaking in.
Cheshire, you're on top of the wall. You see over top, this person goes, no, just some beggar. He didn't even know the password. And like the Goliath just laughs. Everybody laughs.
There's a password. I thought I had a password.
I'm sorry, buddy. It's okay.
Billy, can you talk to people through the ring?
Anybody can. He can hear like little tinkling voices. Like anybody.
You hear barking. There is a dog that like emerges from the front of the house off and to the left. You can see they have almost a whole ham, like a little slice has been started to be taken out of it, but they are just running out the front door. You can see this like very wealthy looking individual comes to the front door and says, "Baxter, no, please." They like hold their hand out. The dog like turns and stops. He's like 20 feet away looking at them, and then like does a big circle and then stops again. There's stuff happening over there. You turn back around, you can see Ori's like looking like very, very concerned around the whole wall.
And looking in, now that I'm closer, there's nothing that really sets off any alarm bells, if you will.
There's plenty of things that set off alarm bells. You see a barricade. You see 3 individuals who are well armed up at the top. You can see up on the roof of the guild hall itself, amongst the shingles, there is at least one person with a crossbow. The crossbow is like down. It's not like sweeping over people or anything, but there's guards here. You can see the entire face of the window going out over the water in this direction is all glass, and so approaching from that side would be nearly impossible. The rest of this building is stone. And while it's impossible to see on the inside, it's also impossible for people to see out. And so you could maybe go around the left or right side, or you could really go around this side and make your way along just back stone where there's just moss growing over, and potentially sneak into the second floor if there was maybe like a chimney or something like that. Maybe, yeah.
So pull a Santa Claus is what you're saying.
Yes, you could do a full Santa Claus. Oh, my Kabuto.
Yeah.
I will relay this telepathically to Ori.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna sneak in.
Okay.
Cheshire found a way in. I'm gonna take it.
Okay.
Cheshire does tell you do need to climb a bit of a wall to get there. This one, 16 feet tall and 10-foot walls have really been the downfall of you. Twice.
I have climbing gear.
You're gonna hammer some titans into the outside of this wall.
Ori, just take it
That's on the
slow.
value.
Like, take 10 or something. What does that mean? I don't know, but...
All right, I'm gonna go. I'm sneaking. I'm fucking sneaking.
The ivy has worked in the past, and Alina's not here to thunderstep.
Make an athletics check.
That's true.
Buddy.
So it's all of us in and all of us out. There's not like individual.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can only do it once a day, which...
21.
21. 21 is plenty high. The DC is 15.
You got
So
this.
you're able to. It's not as easy as like Cheshire was literally invisible. They went over invisible.
I'm
and
also.
you,
Should I have stealthed first? Because I'm trying
no.
to
So
sneaky.
part of this athletics check, you rolled high enough, and your natural stealth is such that you don't need to make a check just to kind of go over. If your athletics check was low enough, you would have needed to make a stealth check very quickly. But you're able to just climb up very quickly, following the area that Cheshire had kind of specified. There are loose sort of handholds and ivy to grab onto.
On this side or
You're
on
like
this?
getting almost this 3D image as it's like getting in your head first, is like I'm sharing the thought with you.
Where? So
Right up
I'm
there, yeah.
Right up there.
Right up there. And you can kind of peek over the wall. You can see this dog is like running around with his ham. This gentleman, very distinguished. They're probably about 40. They could definitely keep up with this dog, but they're wearing very nice clothing and they're not trying to get it dirty. So they kind of like take a few like symbolic running steps and then we'll be like, Baxter, no! And this dog like runs away a little bit more.
I'm picturing like a guy in like the Santa robe, essentially, like the Father Christmas robe.
He's wearing a red tunic, but like brown pants. He's wearing a green
No,
cloak.
he's got like the fur ruff and he's just like in his slippers.
Oh, very much.
Is Baxter, does he look, this isn't in joke, I'm sorry, chat, but does he look like Hondo holding the big ham?
You can now? Yeah, sure. So yeah, he looks very much like just a very distinguished looking dog as well, all of a sudden.
He's a good boy.
You can see just like dark hair splotched with white, and they stop and they just kind of look a little anxious more than excited, but you can tell that they're excited.
Oh, there's a burb up there. There's a burb up here.
He's a burb.
As you're climbing up, you kind of turn. Cheshire was like invisible, but you turn, you make eye contact with this bird. They look at you, you look at the bird looks at you, you look at the bird, flies
the
away.
same bird that I'm
No, this is just
Regular ass bird?
It looks like some kind of a rock dove, something like that.
Are there? So is it just one big
Percy, no.
door entrance at the top here?
Yes. No windows.
No windows.
You see, the only thing aside from the door itself is a big sign that has rings of celestial over top.
Cheshire. I'm looking actively for Cheshire now.
Okay, you don't find her. But you hear her.
What kind of distraction can you cause to get the three up on the top there, away from the door?
Oh, I'm sure I can find something.
Tina's doing this.
What are you doing?
I am very carefully going to make my way down
Okay.
into the yard. And then I wish to go up and take a look at what I have to work with.
Okay. Make a stealth check.
I'm gonna sneak down to here and kind of wait for Cheshire to.
Now make a stealth check.
Yeah.
25.
Okay.
13.
Do you have that thing where
You're a rogue and some minimum.
like everything's Do you have that yet?
Oh,
It's level 10, so
no.
you should.
You should.
No, because I'm multi-class.
How much fighter?
Enough.
2.
No.
3, I believe.
No.
Ah. Damn, you're a ways away still. So yeah, without your reliable talent, just a 13, you kind of run over. Let me roll for the Goliath who's closest. What is this check?
That is a 15.
That is a 15. So, Ori, you kind of get down, you're going to sneak. You're still looking for Cheshire, and that causes your foot to slide a little bit. You hear the stones stumbling down. You don't need to look up to know that you've been spotted, because this individual, this big Goliath, turns and goes, "You mean that guy?" And this other person who had just was like laughing kind of turns and goes, "Wait a second." And like everybody turns. You can see you have certainly been spotted. Cheshire, is there anything that you're doing for a distraction in this moment?
Seeing what's here. I will make my way over and there's the two there, right?
There's 3 there, yeah.
Okay. Is there anything on top of that crate, or is it just...
Just a crate.
I will use... No, I won't. No.
Okay. Ori, these 3 individuals turn and they walk over to you. You can see the guards who are all up on the stairs. They are like, their attention has been caught. You are certainly spotted. You can see finally the guy who had been chasing his dog gets their arms around the dog and goes, "Come on, Baxter, we need to go inside." And they like bring the dog back in. But you are now kind of confronted by these 3 individuals. You can see one Goliath, one what looks like maybe a fire genasi, like almost red skin, and then you can see a human. But they sort of gang up, and you are now cornered by these individuals as they stand with you in this little nook.
Let me see.
Wait!
He's in the corner.
Oh, telepathically to Ori, Billy's just like, drop the ring, drop the ring.
Wait! Wait!
You can see they stop like 10 feet away from you.
I am here on official business.
You can see
I demand
the
to
human-
speak to your captain.
The human turns and just goes, "No, he said that before, but he was lying. He doesn't know the password." You take out the staff and you shutting it down, and he looks and goes, "I'm not impressed by that. I've got a sword." And he brings it out, and the Goliath just puts his hand over and he goes, "No, wait. Do you know what that is?"
I am
And the
here
guy
on
just-
official business.
He turns and he goes, "For which one?"
Elisari.
"That's not one of the great mages." And you can see he also takes out his sword. And because it is about to be we are going to step away for the next 2 weeks.
Drop the ring.
Oh my god, so wait.
But when we come back on November 1st, we'll be rolling for initiative. As Ori has not quite made his way in. You are still hidden, and so we'll see how that resolves. But thank you for joining us for this session of Adventures in Alberon Courts of Everest. We'll be back in 2 weeks, but you can check us out on YouTube at Alberon RPG next week on the 24th and 25th when we play Humblewood, Heart of Daco. I have to do it different times each time, but I did it.
Got it.
3 times.
Please stay safe. We'll see you later. Goodbye.
Bye.